Waxahachie. So it's not like I'm running. I'm not going to run up to catch up with somebody from Waxahachie.
No. You got to schedule something.
It's like when I'm home. Otherwise, you're going to be on that
Sunday.
ledge. You're going to jump off the ledge. You don't want to jump off the ledge.
No, we're not.
So you just like I said, the theoretical is, well, only I can hang my hat on. Every other year, Boch wins World Series.
He does.
And it's the other year.
He does.
Why are you trying to analyze this? There's nothing to this. There's no rhyme. It's like saying, you know what? This time I'm going to win the lottery. There's no rhyme and reason. By the way,
somebody did win the lottery last night.
Who did?
I don't know. It wasn't me.
Was it in Texas?
It wasn't. I don't know. I'm
1.7 billion.
And the reason why I'm speculating is because as I was driving into the ballpark today, they've got they got the billboards,
right,
where they've got the Powerball jackpot.
The numbers down.
The number was at 20.
Oh my.
The number was at 20.
1.7
So I'm guessing somebody got the 1.7 Billy, which I want to say after taxes you're going to be taking home 8-9 honey.
Is that all?
Millie? That's it.
I don't know. I would ever play then.
It was funny because I told Blake that if I won the Powerball, I was going to give him $1 million.
Yeah.
And he said, "That's it."
No, he didn't.
I swear to God. Come on, we all know
greedy.
Blake. We all know Blake. I said, "Really, bro?" He goes,
after all these months we've worked together.
He goes, after all that,
all these months, all these days we've worked together.
All these days, he and I have worked together. Only $1 million. We've got a great show for you guys today. 877-881-1053, 877-881-1053. That is the Franklin Frankel Injury Attorney text line. We are out here at Globe Life Field. Fred Davis, Chris Arnold, the one, the only, Ruben Portillo. We got our boy Trevor, the creator, back at the house. Trevor, how you doing?
Wow, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. I'm doing great. I'm lovely.
Hey, look,
I'm
we could
alone,
be Fan Nation. Hey, we could be Fan Nation, not even mention the producer.
That's very fair.
So,
you could do that. You're absolutely. That's totally fair.
Shout out to
I hate
Saturday
being
show,
here
Fan
alone.
Nation.
It didn't say that y'all were at Globe Life, so I'm a little sad. I'm here alone. I'm butthurt.
Oh, well, hey, man, look, we threw you in.
Can you toss him a segment? You want to toss him a segment?
Look, here's the thing, dude. We're doing your segment later on in the show.
Listen, don't listen. Can I say? Let me say something real quick.
Say something.
You guys are patting me on the back, and you're doing it. We're doing the Cowboys. I don't like this little pat on the back for the Cowboys. Like, we played good. Oh,
Fred, he wants you to spit on him.
You're spitting down on me. You're spitting on me.
No, you want him to spit on you right now to have something to talk about.
Oh wow,
that would be great. That would be lovely.
It's taking quite the turn already.
Need some good news today, boys. Need some good news today.
There's plenty of good news today. I don't know what are people's fantasy teams looking like today. Maybe we'll answer a couple fantasy questions later on the program as well. We're efforting to get a Cowboy guest later on the program. Jared Sandler is going to stop by though today as well. So let's lay out this program real quick. Jared Sandler is going to stop by. That's going down at 11:40. We've got a CA Story Confidential. You guys know how we do. Trevor's good news. We're going to take a trip around the NFL, preview the games ahead.
I've got an update on this Powerball.
What you got?
Somebody in Texas and somebody in Missouri are going to split it.
Love it. 2
people got it right.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. I'll give you $1 if you can tell me who's saying that. And then, of course, we've got plenty of college football and Cowboys to get into as well. Should the Cowboys have actually won that game convincingly yesterday? My conversation with a 14-time NFL, 2-time All-Pro yesterday enlightened me a little bit as to what this Cowboy team missed out on and what needs to be worked on as they get ready for a giant team next week that has one of the most fearsome front fours in all of the National Football League. Lots to get to. Don't go anywhere. We're here at Globe Life Field. Come join us. This is The Fan on a Sunday.
Our goal is to have you winning every sports debate with your buds. We'll do the homework. You just listen and enjoy. Turn it on and leave it on. The Fan and our Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Monday Night Baseball, anyone? Don't miss your last chance this season to enjoy a Monday night at the ballpark September 8th when your Rangers open the 3-game set with the first-place Milwaukee Brewers. This critical series continues Tuesday night and wraps up with day baseball and dollar dogs on Wednesday afternoon. The push for the postseason.
This is very cute. That's like a little shag. I've never seen it before. Well, of course you have. It's the Rachel. Oh, is that your name? No, I mean like your name. No, I'm Jen. My name's Jen. Right, but I just mean like this is your haircut. But that's hair on your head. I'm not saying this is your hair. Okay, great.
It's true that you've got to forget something else to remember that Uber Eats has frozen.
No, that's absurd. Hey, remember when you used to be a, what was it, pepper lady? Hazel baby. Not make no No. You said that. Was it Spice Girl?
Doesn't sound right.
What did someone call it?
Chance on anything. It would be the
temperature-wise, it's great.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, but no, this is not one of those days.
This is one of them days for those of us that live in regular domiciles. Open up the windows.
Yeah, open up the window.
You know, open maybe crack a screen door or something like that. You got a back door or something like that. Open it up.
It's not going to be hot at all. It's not going to be humid either. So we're good today. It's a nice Sunday. It's the first NFL Sunday. Oh, I got to follow up real quick. I mentioned in the first segment. We're talking about the Powerball. It was won by somebody in Texas and somebody in Missouri. They're going to split this damn near $8 billion. It's $1.729 billion. If you cash out, like you said, Fred, you split like $825 million, right? Somewhere around in there. I got the specific location. This ticket in Texas was purchased at a gas station. I'm building the drama for everybody. I got it at the grocery store. No, it's a gas station.
Nope.
In Fredericksburg, Hill Country. Oh, you say, oh, hell. Yep, Frederick. There might be some Tolos listening in Fredericksburg. This is where they got it from. The ticket was sold from this gas station, Biggs 103 on Highway 290. And there's some truck drivers. I drove past there.
Could have been you.
Could have been you.
You
and by the way,
thought
it's a Valero. That Biggs is a Valero.
Oh.
Just for anybody who's wondering. And the gas station is going to get a chunk. I don't know how much the chunk's going to be.
They do get a chunk, don't they?
Yeah, they get a chunk, winning ticket. And the winner, they got a whole year to identify themselves.
Now, is Texas is Texas one of those states where you have to come forward and they announce who you are?
No, you can be anonymous, but you have to come forward.
You got to come forward for sure.
You and your lawyers.
But you don't have to. But they don't have to announce who. Because I know some states make you,
they
declare
identify
who the person
yourself.
is. Man, I wouldn't want any part of that.
No, me neither.
As the meme goes, you wouldn't know that I'm not coming out and tell you that I won, but there will be signs. There would be signs. Okay, I'd still come to work though.
Me too.
I
like what I do.
Well, I love what I do.
That's one thing.
Now,
people will say that they will quit their job. I don't feel like I have a job. I have a nice career, so I wouldn't quit it.
The old adage: if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
That's it.
Okay, you never work a day in your life.
Totally agree.
Speaking of work, the Cowboys put in some work on Thursday. Now, I was talking to my boy Henry Thomas, 14-year NFL veteran. He and I chit-chatted last night a little bit about the game, and he said that his biggest disappointment was no excuse for the Cowboys not to win that game Thursday night.
Totally agree.
He said when you and take this for what it's worth, because Henry spent 14 years as a nose tackle in the National Football League. In fact, Henry was the one person that the Minnesota Vikings said during the Herschel Walker trade, you cannot have number 97, because the Cowboys did want Henry. But he said he goes, think about a guy like a Jalen Carter. He said, for folks that don't truly understand just how valuable that guy is. He said on pass plays, he takes up 2 blockers. On run plays, he takes up 3 blockers. All right. He said, now look, not every play. He said, but that's a guy that as an offense, you have to take into consideration. And if you're going to he said, just neutralize. Forget take him out of the game.
Right.
But just to neutralize him, you're spending 2-3 blockers. And he said, so when that thing opened up, he said, you wasted a valuable opportunity.
Even Dak said we had to change our offensive line calls because their schemes because they were preparing all summer
for Jalen Carter.
And
he said the other thing too that you don't take into consideration is he goes the backup. He goes, the backup doesn't really know the calls. He said, and plus, he goes, that guy hasn't practiced with the ones. All right. He said, so that throws everything into disarray. He said, so he goes, you had a valuable opportunity. He goes, now look, did he was he impressed with how the Cowboys handled themselves? Yes. He said the other thing of it was too, though, he goes, you can't be paying $35 million to a wide receiver and have him drop passes the way he did.
And again, to show you how much of an outlier that was and so random, he drops 3 passes.
Yeah.
4 passes.
4.
All season. 17 games last year.
Yeah.
6 over 17 games. He don't drop passes. And if you look at any of his highlight films since he's been in the NFL, and even when he was at Oklahoma, he catches the ball. They'll hit him. They'll toss him around like a rag doll. Hairs flying everywhere. Even doing the punt returns. He would always hold on to the ball. So what you saw Thursday night was that was rare. And he took it like a man. He said, I need to catch the damn ball. That's all on me. I ain't blaming The only thing I can think of on the Cowboys, this is not an excuse. This is just what happened. They looked great until that lightning delay. Nothing happened for either team, really. But the Cowboys, they had nothing after that hour and a half delay. Nothing.
Well, there was that aspect of it, and, I thought, who was it, John Owning, was he a PFF guy or something like that? And he tweeted out something yesterday, and I thought this made a lot of sense. Shoddy getting flack for, the lack of creativity in the second half. Well, You missed out on a touchdown with Jake Ferguson.
Right.
Miles Sanders fumbles the ball. All right. You're in the red zone.
By the way, I don't want to see him no more.
Okay. I don't blame you. I like
Williams.
Of course, we can't see Phil Maffa because he's on IR
Practice
for
fight,
8 weeks.
Yeah, whatever.
And then you had CD uncharacteristically drop three huge passes in the second half. So, you could argue, was it less creative in the second half, or was it guys just didn't execute in the second half? And we talked a little bit about this yesterday, Blake and I. Say what you want about Dak Prescott. Thursday night was not on Dak Prescott.
Nope.
Dak Prescott, for
sharp.
everything that you needed out of him, whether or not he's worth $60 million is irrelevant. That's what the money is. And as the old saying goes, you're worth what they'll pay you.
It was his turn.
And that's the reality of it, okay? And guess what? Dak went out and did what he needed to do on the offensive line.
Sure did.
Minus
no sacks.
No
they
sacks.
Gave up no sacks. They protected him.
10 or 11 pressures on Thursday night. You'll take that. Now, again, of course, the asterisk, the caveat is you had no Jalen Carter. But, hey, that's the way the ball bounces. That's the way he decided that he wanted to kick things off for the 2025 NFL season. Is it a good idea to go ahead and spit on a opposing player when the referee's standing right there? Probably not. Okay, Jalen's going to learn from that. They obviously felt strong enough, the Philadelphia Eagles did, to where they went out and signed Zadarius Smith on Friday. So that tells you kind of what. And you know what? Say what you want. This is one, and not to say that the Cowboys wouldn't do something like this, because, I mean, again, you got to feel better about how they went about their business this offseason. Dante Fowler.
That's who I thought.
Talk about we give out game balls, and the morning show does star up, star down. I may start a new thing called the head scratcher of the game, and that's going to be mine for Thursday. It's going to be Dante Fowler.
Elaborate.
Dante Fowler, I could understand, when Ezeraku on a couple plays, and I think there was a big first down, or maybe it was a touchdown play, where Ezeraku, instead of going outside contain, goes inside, right, and then gets stuffed by the what's the left tackle? The left tackle for the Eagles, Malott or whatever it is, okay, and Ezeraku gets folded like a bad suit. I understand that because that's a veteran left tackle, one of the best in the NFL, and Ezeraku's brand new at the National Football League, okay. Him having head-scratching moments, I'm going to live with, and we expect that because there's a reason why he was a second-round draft pick. Dante Fowler looked like he might have been an undrafted free agent with some of the. I mean, the get-off and the ability as a pass rusher, you see that for days. But the angles he took, some of the plays or lack of plays that he made, as far as the inability to wrap guys up, he had on one play, I think it was a third down early in the first half. He's got Jalen Hurts dead to rights, because you got the left tackle on one side, the defensive tackle on one side, and then you got him. Just all he's got to do is just reach out and wrap him up. He misses the tackle, boom, Jalen spins out of it, takes it to the house. I didn't understand what he was doing in the first half. I'm going to chalk it up to emotion.
I'm going to chalk it up to three things. And by the way, before the game, I'm doing the Cowboys crosstalk with Nate Newton, and I'm telling and Timmy Newsom
on Wednesday night, yes, sir.
Wednesday, and Jake Riekma.
Yeah,
we're picking out X factors of the game. I said Dante Fowler. 10.5 sacks last year in Washington. So I'm like I'm head scratching why he wasn't effective. I chalk it up to three things.
Okay.
One, it could have been he didn't play in any other preseason.
Oh, you ain't wrong about that.
Second, Philadelphia Eagles are familiar with his work from the Cowboys in Washington. They're totally familiar with it. In other words, they game planning for him the way the Cowboys game planning for Carter.
Yeah.
And third, does he only work well with Dan Quinn? I'm just wondering. Because, again, he does all those things with Dan Quinn's defense. I'm talking about the double-digit sacks.
Yeah.
He's effective with Dan Quinn. I'm not saying Eberflus's style doesn't work for him. I'm just saying
there's a comfort level with Dan that he's got after 10 years.
I don't know why he wasn't effective, because it didn't look like the Dante Fowler from Washington or the Cowboys years past.
Ooh,
and that's a head scratcher. Again, those are my three theories, though.
I love all three of them. And he played 29 snaps in the game on Thursday. Didn't play much in the second half.
Nope.
All right, I think they saw all they needed to see out of him. You had Sam Williams, who led the team in pressures on Thursday night. I think he's going to get better as time goes on, and that's the thing that I think is the big takeaway from this ball game on Thursday night. For as dreadful as that defense looked in the first half, it started to pick things up. Now, again, you have an hour delay in the second half, which, I mean, that's going to slow any offense, defense down. And you kind of saw it.
Both teams could not score.
Both teams did not score after that. Hell, exactly. No, neither team scored after the delay. Not to say there weren't chances for both squads, but I thought that the defense has stepped up on both sides of the football. But and this is another thing Henry and I talked about last night was I get it, the whole scrimmaging and you get to see stuff. I'm sorry, but you need game speed.
You really do.
You need game speed. I get it. You're going to get to see things.
It's a wet field too.
It was a wet field, right? But I don't think that contributed to. I mean, maybe in the second half a little bit, but in the first half, and I think you hit the nail on the head especially with Dante Fowler. Again, and let's not bury the lead here either. To your point about not just playing with Dan Quinn, he hadn't played with Osa.
No,
he didn't play with Kenny
preseason
Clark.
games.
Now, and we'll chalk up a little bit to that. You all four of them dudes were brand new.
Right.
As far, I mean, Kenny Clark you just threw in a week ago. All right, but Osa, and I mean, I'm sorry, but and again, I didn't play. Shout out to Ryan Clark and Peter Schrager. I didn't play. All right, but this much I do know. You throw four guys who have, and again, what is it? What do we always hear about the offensive line? It's got to be like a glove, right?
Yeah,
all five moving in tandem. Defensive line is the same kind of concept, right? You got four brand new guys all working together. Kenny Clark, who you just doing there. Oh, by the way, Kenny Clark. Look, I'm not saying that Kenny Clark's going to be the end all be all, and he's Micah Parsons, but I'll tell you what,
he's solid.
That
part of the solution. He's part of the solution. He low key solid. 30-year-old vet knows what he's doing.
I wouldn't be surprised, and Jerry likes to do this. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets an extension.
I wouldn't either because the price is right.
The price is right.
And here's the thing. What a lot of people always like to do, they like the new shiny toy. Well, he's a shiny toy, but he's not new, and he's not even that shiny. That's what people love to project. They want a fresh off the college young stud at upside. Well, Kenny Clark doesn't have upside, but guess what? He's solid. Yeah, he doesn't suck.
No, he doesn't.
People act like if you have no upside, you suck. No, you better be glad you've got solid because as you grow with a guy who's got upside, you might have some hills and valleys. At the same time, that defensive line that you're talking about that just got together, they're going up against the Super Bowl offensive line.
Yeah.
It's not like they were playing against Carolina and should have won and didn't.
This wasn't the Cleveland Browns you were
exactly. So that's why our Cowboy fans have to feel a little bit of good.
No, they do.
You did this against the defending Super Bowl champions as opposed to Carolina or Atlanta or somebody that's not supposed to be New Orleans. It's not supposed to be any good. And you're like, wait a minute. We hung tough with them on their own field. I thought the final score would be 24-20. That's what I posted on social media.
You did.
But I thought it would be Cowboys 24-20.
Your head was in the right place.
And I didn't say, the Cowboys going to the playoffs. I said the regular season is probably 9-7.
Yeah.
But I said they could steal this game against Philadelphia, and they should have.
And they absolutely should.
By the way, Dak's record against Philadelphia is now 9-5. It was 9-4. Head-to-head against Jalen Hurts. Both of them always been hurt whenever they're playing. The two teams are playing. His record is now 2-2 with Jalen Hurts.
This was not about a moral victory. I know some people are probably sitting there, rolling their eyes right now. We had a couple folks calling the program yesterday as part of our Totals on the Telephone. We're not here for moral victories. No, we're not saying that. But
we're saying you can't say they suck for sure because you don't know.
When we come back, we'll hear what Shotty had to say about what he thinks his team's doing moving forward as far as kind of what his, does he have new expectations for this football team, what our thoughts were, and why this isn't about a moral victory, but there's something deeper.
We'll discuss
that next. Yeah. You can definitely see something. We're here at Globe Life Field. Rubber match. We are in the throes of a playoff run now for your Texas Rangers.
Game and a half back.
Don't go anywhere. It's the Fan on a Sunday.
Wild card.
Count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus all season long.
Here we go.
Starting with a Week 1 NFC North rivalry between the Lions and Packers.
And he's in for a touchdown.
Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
Don't let the wrong gear ruin your time in the field. Upgrade your arsenal with premium brands at great prices during the Shields Hunting Sale event now through September 14th. Score free tax stamps for suppressor purchases over $5.
7. All right. We finally got, shout out to Chris Arnold tech support. We finally got the text messages up and running here on the show.
Every now and then.
A great quarterback would have found a way to score. Okay, I'm sorry, but is it Dak's fault CD can't catch?
Yeah, because Dak's supposed to catch it, too.
I'm sorry, but...
See, Dak's supposed to know CD can't catch, so he's supposed to run after his own pass, and then Dak's supposed to push off a defender and score, and everybody says, see, that's a great quarterback.
Man, let me tell you something, okay? And I get it. I don't have the emotional baggage with Dak Prescott that 92% of you listening to this show do right now, and I respect that. Okay, I respect that. Me and Chris Arnold just now were talking off air about Chris Jones and his lackluster performance on Friday night. We'll discuss that later on the show, but I get it. All right, there's some of you that Dak. I mean, Dak could line up at left tackle, snap the ball to himself, throw the ball like Chris just mentioned. All right, return kicks. Kick a winning field goal, and it still wouldn't be enough.
Yeah,
for some folks. Okay,
let me show you how crazy it is with Cowboy quarterbacks.
Yeah,
show you how crazy it is. Romo wasn't good enough.
Yeah,
and he had the arm talent. But guess what? To the fans, every fourth quarter he threw a pick, and it wasn't every fourth quarter, but that's the way they looked at it because he had no playoff success. Let's go back a little further. How about old Troy Aikman? Troy Aikman's got 3 rings. How about the Cowboys fans that but guess what? He can't bring them from behind like Roger. Well, wait a minute. The Cowboys formula, they get the lead in the first half. They give the ball to Emmett the entire second half. Emmett's got, 20,000 yards, whatever. And Troy, he can bring him back if he wanted to.
Absolutely.
He doesn't have enough touchdowns. Michael Irvin said, you know what? It's my fault. Every time I catch the ball, somebody knock me out of bounds on the 2-yard line, we give Emmett my touchdown.
That's it.
That's what they want. They want to be able to brag on their quarterback like he's name a great quarterback.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Dan Marino.
Well, I don't want to throw in Tom Brady because guess what my theory is on Tom Brady? Not about the Spygate.
Yeah.
I'm talking about this. Football fans love arm talent on a quarterback.
Yeah.
When you think Tom Brady, you're not thinking arm talent. If he didn't have those rings, you say he's just I'm not you. Fans would say he's an average quarterback. If he didn't have the rings.
Clark said he wasn't generational.
That's what I'm saying. So my whole point is they're in love with measurables, the arm talent on a quarterback.
We are.
So Joe Milton, I could go down the list. Everybody that has arm talent is giving their fans a chance before the game starts. Oh, we got a chance. Joe Burrow defense sucks, but we got a chance. Dak Prescott, it has to be perfect, so he's a bus driver. If he has the rings, he's Tom Brady. I'm only just saying Tom Brady doesn't have insane arm talent. Neither does Dak. Dak's got a high IQ. Yeah. Brady's got a high IQ. I'm just saying Dak has 0, maybe 1 or 2 playoff victories, so he's not Tom Brady. But guess what? If he has the arm talent, guess what? We got a chance.
No, it definitely changes the narrative, right? I mean, we love, and that's one thing that we love a guy like an Aaron Rodgers, all right, who you could argue is maybe one of the bigger underachievers in football history.
1 Super Bowl with that arm talent, and he can run too.
He can run too. Now we could talk about whether that's Mike McCarthy and the whole operation around him. That's another conversation for another time. But again, to this point, from one of the texters, a great quarterback would have found a way to score.
Dan Marino would have won a Super Bowl, right?
Dan Marino went to 1 Super Bowl.
And
then
when he was
went
a
to
rookie.
another one the rest of his career. All right, so there's a lot of
arm talent.
There's levels to this.
Like I said,
as the kids say. 100%.
Marino's got the arm talent. So and Marino would have won that game.
I mean, they talk about if Marino played in today's NFL, he'd probably throw for 6,000 yards. I mean, think about it. Marino pushed for 5,000 yards in an era where they didn't throw the ball the way they do today. So that gives you an idea about how cold that boy was.
Well, he sucked because he didn't have any rings, according to these experts.
I will say this from the 214. Tom's arm was a little special, though. Tom's arm actually. The thing about Tom Brady, though, real quick, just quick aside, and this tells you the whole TB12 and who knows if we'll ever find out that Tom may or may not have been on something as his career went on. Because if we're going to look, I've said this about LeBron James. It's only right that I say it about Tom Brady as well. You can't tell me your arm and your body doesn't get better and faster and stronger as you get older. Okay, we saw that with Barry Bonds and what was the magical elixir there. Okay, all I'm saying is this: the TB12 workout method. All right, Mr. Alex Guerrero, who was selling supplements on the side. All right, I'm just saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. And I'm at the point too, though, and this is a whole nother conversation, another time for another show. Is I think there's a far more specialized PED use going on than we care to admit.
Yeah.
But we don't care.
You don't care as long as you win.
As long as you win, and the other aspect of it is this. With the money that's out there today, if I told you, Chris Arnold, in the prime of your career, not to say you're not still in it, but at 40 years old, if I'd have said, hey, I'm going to give you can take this drink. Right. It's going to keep your voice strong, virile for the next 40 years.
That's what you do.
What are you going to do?
Right. And forget about Tom Brady. Peyton Manning, too. Just Google up the crazy stories about stuff that was delivered to him in his wife's name.
Man, let me tell you something.
Come on now.
I'm going to tell you right now, real quick.
We're just off the arrest. Allegedly. Allegedly, respectfully.
I'm going to tell you right now. I was on in Houston back in the day. What is our boy Ruben doing over here?
He's walking around at picnic tables.
Over here.
He's doing stretches.
Ruben's getting ready to go.
Oh, he's doing the Dak. He's doing the Dak stretch.
Ruben's working out just in case. He
anybody remembers Dak's pregame routine where he's grabbing his ankles? That's what Ruben's doing.
Ruben's getting loosened up in case he gets the phone call from Boach.
Yeah.
Remember in the 2011, 2012, after Peyton Manning had that neck surgery.
That's where I'm going.
Okay,
that's what I was talking about.
I'll never forget as long as I live. Me and Ted Johnson were on the radio, and we had this
Ted Johnson, New England Patriots linebacker,
call in to the show. And this dude, I mean, I'm telling you right now, I thought I was talking to Alex Jones. All right, I really, really did. I thought this guy went on this, we let him talk for like 5 minutes, which you never let a caller go that long. But this dude was so detailed and so specific with everything.
It didn't hesitate.
Man, look, he was talking about how he broke down the surgery that Peyton Manning had, what all it was going to entail, and what it was going to take if he were to come back. All right. Not only did he come back, but I mean, broke records.
Yes, with Denver. Here's what's so wild. If they thought he could come back, the Colts would have kept him. But they didn't think he was coming back.
And you know this as well.
And again, even the last Super Bowl that he won with Denver, he was having the problems.
Yeah, he was.
And then all of a sudden, he didn't.
Well, and then think about this real quick. We got to go. They had told us, or the rumor was before he came back, was that his neck injury was so fragile that if he got hit in the wrong place, he could be paralyzed for the rest of his life. And all of a sudden, my man's coming out there swinging that thing. All right, hour number 2 of the program coming up next. Let's take a trip around the college football world yesterday. Where's all my Gator fans at? Where's all my Gator fans
Crying
at?
in their pillow.
Womp, womp. Don't go anywhere. It's the Fan on a Sunday.
When your friends say, hey, did you hear? You can proudly say, I heard it on the Fan. Keeping you sports informed with some quality laughs along the way. Turn it on and leave it on. 105.
Got to forget something else to remember that Uber Eats has groceries.
No, that's absurd. Hey, remember when you used to be Pepper Lady? Pepper Lady?
Wasn't it Cinnamon Sisters?
Razor Babes.
Saffron Squad?
Nutmeg Maidens?
Paprika?
No.
Nutmeg Maidens.
I just said that. Was it Spice Girls?
Doesn't sound right.
Was it Saffron Squad?
streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is the exclusive home of Dallas Cowboys football. KRLD-FM and HD1, Dallas, Fort Worth. Let's go, Cowboys.
An Odyssey sports station.
Driven by our D&M Leasing Studios. Thanks for turning it on and leaving it on. 105.3 The Fan.
Hour number 2 of the program happening right now. That is the 3-time Hall of Famer Chris Arnold.
Got you down.
I am Fred Davis, and of course we got our boy Ruben Portillo throwing around some iron. That's why he's limbering up today. That's why he's getting a little lather going on here in the Comerica backyard. Again,
Ruben.
it is the calm before the storm. We don't have anybody here yet. People are slow. We got the workers slowly starting to trickle in, getting there.
Oh, we got a Tolo
Sunday morning on. What
works,
they saying?
works at Hurtado's.
Tell Ruben I said, what's up, Sid from Hurtado Barbecue.
That's his boy.
That's your boy, Sid? All right.
Hook up downstairs.
Sid, I tell you what, can we get some coffee over here at the Comerica backyard? I'm just saying. Shame on me. I should have brought my own. I'm going to have to start doing that on a Sunday morning. I slept like a rock last night. I just want to shout out to anybody that slept well last night.
After all the college football games.
Well, I'll tell you what, I had a long day on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I got up early, had to fly back to the Big D. Me and Bill Self became best friends.
Wait a minute, Kansas coach Bill Self, what's
that's
this?
right,
I heard,
that's right.
Is that who you were sitting
Just
next
a
to?
quick-
Because
look,
I
I
heard
told the
part of the show.
yesterday.
I heard part of the show, but I didn't know it was
that.
Bill Self.
Well, I'll tell you what, and I appreciate you bringing that up, my man. Just a quick aside. So yesterday, I'm flying back. It was early in the morning, and we're standing there. Southwest Airlines. Shout out to Southwest. If you guys want to throw a couple bonus points my way, I ain't mad at you for it. And you guys know how it works. When you board, everybody
Open
sits.
seating.
Open seating for
Open
now.
seating.
Outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, inside. Nobody takes that middle seat, nor should you.
No.
Nor should you, okay? Unless it's a packed flight. Until then, let's do what we got to do outside, inside. Guy says to me I'm B39, says to me, hey, Bill Self's on this flight. And this is in Kansas City, right? So this would kind of be the equivalent of, I'm trying to think, who's a Bill Self? I mean, I guess Shoddy, for lack of a better,
Shoddy's on.
for lack
Because you
of a
know
better-
the name. But
you know
might-
the name, right?
Right. You might not know the face, but you know the name.
Exactly. Okay, so that'd be like Shoddy here in the DFW. All right. So in Kansas City, you say Bill Self, it's going to get people's attention. So I didn't see him. I was kind of in my own little world. It was 6:30 in the morning. I'd been up since 3:45. Okay, whatever. That's cool, dude. Whatever. So I'm walking onto the airport or walking onto the plane, and sure enough, 2/3 of the way down, there's Bill Self on the outside.
I'll see.
Okay, I'll seat, but there's nobody on the inside, and there was 4 people in front of me, so I'm thinking, all right, we'll see. The 2 dudes in front of me I knew weren't going to sit there because they were brothers, and the 2 people in front of him, I was like, all right, well, we'll see what they do. They said they didn't do it. I go up to, so now it's my turn. Boom, I'm walking up next to Coach. Coach, anybody sitting there? You are. Gets up.
Window
boom, your boy
seat.
sits down, window seat. Me and Bill Self become best friends.
Look out.
Shout out to my boy.
How long was the flight?
2 hours.
Look
2
out.
hours,
Y'all
give or take.
Y'all chop it up?
Man, whole time. Shout out to my boy Lowe.
You
from
didn't
the EYBL Pro
fanboy
Skills.
him, did it? You didn't fanboy
Oh,
him.
absolutely. A little bit. Now, because the way I started it was I told him, and I met his boy and his one of his former teammates, Lorenzen, who's runs the EYBL Pro Skills here in Dallas. All right, we had sat next to each other on a flight a year ago, and so they were, and him and Lowe and Bill played together at Oklahoma State, way back when in the '80s, and so that's how I broke the ice.
That's how you
with
do
Bill
it.
Self.
Yeah.
Coach, I said,
I know your boy.
Coach, must be something in the water because the last time I took a flight from KC to Dallas, I was with one of your teammates. Oh, yeah, who? Your boy Lowe? Black guy with the gray beard? That's him.
Boom.
Boom, we're in it to win it. Next thing you know, me and Bill Self are best friends. So for the next 2 hours, we chit-chatted. Absolutely incredible conversation. And,
You going to get him on the show? Fan After Dark?
We're going to get him on. And again, people are giving me a hard time. Oh, you didn't get his phone number. You didn't get a picture. You didn't get his
Not
email
right
address.
there.
Thank you,
Not
Chris
the
Arnold.
first time.
Thank you, Chris Arnold.
You're going to
Thank
run into
you.
it. They got to have the Big 12 coaches media day sometime.
Somewhere. It's probably going to be in
catch him.
Dallas. Maybe it's in Kansas City.
Call the
Either
sports
way,
information
that's
director.
it, dude. Look, you don't forget Fred Davis in Dallas at 105.3
For 2 hours.
For 2 hours. Bill knows who I am, okay?
At this
Bill knows who I am.
You do now.
And we had a very off-the-record conversation. That's what he's going to appreciate the most. There's nothing that we shared story-wise other than this. We're back.
Kansas?
I'm going to tell you something
Y'all
right
never
now.
left, really.
I'm going to tell you, well, let's be real. Let's be real.
Okay, the playing field got kind of
These last couple
of
years because and
Baylor.
Well, Baylor's
basketball.
been good.
We're talking about basketball.
Baylor's been good in basketball, but it's now that everybody can pay players, that's why KU's not as good. Look, Bill's learned a few things, and that's all I'm gonna say on that front. But we got Darren Peterson this year. He's loaded back up. We've got some studs on this basketball team. I'm just telling you right now, to all my Jayhawk fans out there, just be ready. We're back.
Okay,
and that's all I'm gonna say.
I mentioned Baylor. We're talking basketball.
Yes.
We got to talk some football.
We do have to talk
because there were so many big games.
Huge day yesterday in the world of college football, and
shout out
absolutely.
to Peter from the Ranger staff. He just walked by. What's up, Peter?
Let's see, from the 214. Damn good coach. No picks. You swiped that face card. Some nice though. Well done. Let's see. All right, let's get into some college football from yesterday. Where's all my Florida fans at, by the way? Where are all my Florida
tears
fans?
in their pillow tell you all you need to
Man, okay, I'm going to ask you this. real quick. And by the way, it's an NFL Sunday, too, so we're going to get some NFL stuff here. We're going to break down the 12 o'clock games. When I say break down, we're going to look at the 12 o'clock games in the next segment. And then, of course, we'll look at the 3 o'clock and later games in the following hour. Okay, I don't know if you saw this, and I'll see if I can find it on my timeline. You know as well as I do, and of course you're no stranger to the press box, you have to maintain decorum as writers, as press, as media, okay?
Yes. No cheering, no going
cheering
crazy.
in the press box. Now, they showed a clip yesterday of the South Florida coaches running out of the press box to the elevator after the win yesterday.
Yeah, it's coach's box, yeah.
They were...
Well, they upset Florida.
Well, absolutely. Now, my question is, do you take any umbrage and or, do you have any issue with them hooting and hollering as they're running through the press box, the South Florida coaches?
No, and let me tell you why.
I mean, they were getting hit.
Here's the deal. The coaches' boxes are always next to the press boxes.
They are, yes, sir.
So they just won. That's the short. They got to get down to the field.
They got to get down to the field.
It goes with the territory.
It does.
I blame the stadium. If you don't want the visiting coaches, to cut through the press box, you should have them somewhere else.
Or if you don't want them to celebrate, just beat them.
That's all. Bottom line.
I mean, that's the best way to look at it.
So South Florida knocks off Florida and shocks the Gator world.
Yeah,
but guess what? South Florida, I want to say they play SMU next week. I want to. And so, in other words, SMU, who got shocked by a double overtime loss to Baylor at home, they might be able to catch South Florida.
Might be for real, man. Because
They got
something.
In other words,
they beat up on Boise State week one.
Yeah, so they're undefeated. Where I'm going with this is, if you're going to steal a win, because South Florida is better than a lot of people thinking right now.
Yeah,
kids in college are emotional.
Boy,
they're not even going to go to school all week. They're the toast of the campus. You catch them when they're still thinking about last week or yesterday. That's the only way you can get them if they're that good.
If they're that good,
or they're
or
still celebrating the victory.
Yeah.
Because what do coaches always say? You got 24 hours, you got to forget.
That's it.
Tell it to a college guy.
That's it. I mean, of course, they're getting paid now.
Tell them to walk around campus and nobody's patting them on the back. It's like the Cowboys in Frisco. Everybody's patting them on the back, win or loss.
No, they absolutely are. You mentioned Grambling earlier. They took a L, but they took a W in the bank account. They lost 70-0 yesterday to Ohio State.
Smith,
5 catches, 119 yards, 2 tutties, and then of course
Salem had 4 touchdowns.
Salem had 4 touchdowns.
But Grambling got that $1 million check.
The first half. They got $1 million.
Anytime you play a small school outside the Power 5, you take that check.
Oh, you absolutely do.
If you're a small school, doesn't matter if you're HBCU or just Division III. If they say play Alabama, you take that money.
You're playing.
Did you say South Florida made $500,000?
South Florida made $500,000
and got the win
yesterday, and got the W. And you figure with all the, when you talk about the advertisement money and everything like that. I saw something just as a real quick aside. the amount of money or advertising value that, and I'm paraphrasing here. So Kyle Hamilton got signed by the Baltimore Ravens 2 weeks ago. Okay, 4 years, $100 million.
Right. You're talking about the comp with Micah Parsons?
Cowboys and Micah Parsons don't sign Micah, trade him, and because they dragged it out the way they did, it said got almost $2 billion.
$2 billion worth of
advertising
impressions.
Value.
Yeah, impressions and all that. And that's the way it is in the world today. And so that's why we were talking about this a little earlier, for Grambling to play up there at the horseshoe, at the shoe. If they didn't bring a bunch of merchandise with them, they were nuts. And at the same time, you just make sure the word gets out.
Well, and we're talking about it.
Yeah. That's called branding.
Right, I mean,
you might wind up getting some players. You might be able to do a Jackson State with Deion Sanders back in the day.
Well, there's that, and again, like you said, we know about the band. We know about them being an HBCU.
Yep. And they'll play Prairie View at the Cotton Bowl in a couple more weeks.
And that's for all the ball knowers, as they say. We know it here because we're from a local standpoint, but from a national purview, all right. The average person the average person might still think that it's Eddie Robinson and Doug Williams for all we know.
Exactly.
Right?
So
to have that goes a long way. So
it goes a long way, and to talk about how the branding and stuff.
Yes, sir.
That's why Colorado, when they got Deion, Coach Prime,
changed everything.
It changed everything. And guess what? They actually got some players to go along with it. But that's what you hope.
That's what you
because all of a sudden they're a destination.
You got
as opposed to, name a school that players don't necessarily go to.
Kansas State. How about that L yesterday? Hey-o. Penn State. Well, there's a school that people go to, and they had to kind of do a little bit of a reclamation project, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. Penn State. They take care of business yesterday. They beat Florida International 34-0. You mentioned LSU and Louisiana Tech earlier. 23-7. 23-7. Maybe not the beatdown that everybody thought they did. I'm just going to have to box score watch this. I didn't watch the game yesterday. Nussmeier, 26 of 41 for 237 and a tutty for the day.
They just needed a defense, and they got it this year.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one of those things where, this is where college football, with the transfer portal and the growing amount of parity that has affected or reflected, whatever you want to call it, college football these days. Well, first of all, let's not take anything away from Louisiana Tech, right? I mean, Louisiana Tech, like you said, Louisiana is a hotbed of talent.
Yeah,
all right.
I bet these kids played each other in high school.
So even if you just got 2 and 3 stars at Louisiana Tech, if you're well coached, A, you're right for some upsets, but B, at the very least, you're going to be a good football team.
Like I said, it could be South Florida all over again.
100%. Okay?
Oh, by the way, let me say this. I was saying LSU got the defense finally this year.
Yes, they did.
Brian Kelly's got him a defense now, and you already got the quarterback. Well, OU always had the defense the last couple of years with Venables. Now they got the quarterback.
No, they absolutely did.
I'm telling you, Mateer is for real. John Mateer, Little Elm's own. He's from Little Elm.
He is from Little
and
Elm.
They got him from, I want to say he was at Washington State.
Washington State.
Washington State.
And they got lucky, though.
Man.
No, I'm going to tell you right now, because he was flirting with Mizzou.
Yeah, it was.
He was flirting with Mizzou. Oklahoma had to come in and write that check. And I mean, look, not like, they got some of that long cheddar over at OU.
Yeah, they got alumni. So here's the deal. He leads them to a 24-13 win.
Yes.
Over Michigan. And Michigan's head coach, he actually was coaching at OU for a minute as an assistant coach. And Michigan,
Sean Collins?
And also the quarterback for Michigan,
or Moore. Sean Collins
is Underwood. This dude. He's got the measurables. He's got those Joe Milton measurables, and that's for Joe Milton went to school too. So I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. They're hoping he's Cam Newton. Everybody hopes the measurables are Cam Newton. He's got an arm, and the arm was scary last night, but they couldn't do nothing because guess what? Mateer's got not just the arm, he's got legs.
Well,
that dude's running around like he's Baker Mayfield.
And he's more athletic than Baker, which is saying something.
Yeah, and he's a little bigger too. Baker's like 6 foot tall at the most. This dude's 6'1" maybe. But here's one other thing about that game that I went to OU, so I'm like, we got a quarterback. Let me show you how crazy OU's quarterbacks were with Lincoln Riley when he was there. By the way, he wasn't family. Venables was.
Yeah.
Lincoln kept people from a distance. So when he took himself to USC, it was like, we don't really care about it. But guess what he had? There are 6 starting quarterbacks in the NFL right now that play for OU. You want me to run them off? Baker Mayfield starting. I'm talking about this season, not over the years. I'm talking about this weekend starting in the NFL. Jalen Hurts was at OU. He's starting. Yeah. Spencer Rattler starting at New Orleans. He was at OU. Caleb Williams. And like I said, I mentioned Baker Mayfield. Yeah. All of them starting in the NFL.
Okay, so 4.
It was 6. I'm trying to remember the last time. But they're like, you got to be kidding me. And they were all Lincoln Riley guys.
Yeah.
So we would always have the quarterback, but we never had the defense. So when Riley left, they brought in Venables, who was the defensive coordinator.
Defensive guy.
He was the defensive guy. Won that championship with Clemson, but he was OU first under Bob Stoops.
Yeah.
So that's why, Venables got a longer leash. All he needed was the quarterback. Well, if you have Lincoln Riley, all the quarterbacks show up.
Yeah.
Now, you got you a stud. Mateer seems like a stud. I'm just saying that because as a Sooner fan, we're kind of excited.
Mateer yesterday, 19 carries, 74 yards, led the team in rushing, had 2 tutties on the ground, 21-34 with a tutty and a pick for 270.
Oh, Kyler Murray. That's
Kyler Murray. That's right. That's number 5. We'll think of number 6 here in just a second. The biggest thing I think for your Oklahoma Sooners, though, is that wide receiving core. And let's not forget, and I know it's easy to kind of poo-poo, this isn't the Michigan team from a few years ago. That's still a good defense, though, right? That's still a solid defensive team over at Michigan. Mm-hmm. But my question for you is, so you were able to watch most of the game last night? OU?
Yeah.
I know it's early. Will this team compete in the SEC? After what you saw last night.
It's early.
Yeah.
They're
better than they were last year. Let's be honest.
Yeah, they are.
I mean,
they're much better.
Hey, Mateer's a definite improvement over Jackson Arnold.
Yeah. Believe it or not, Jackson Arnold was good the second half. He took his talents to Auburn because first half wasn't good enough. No. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, wait a minute.
To his credit, I mean, hell, every receiver you had got hurt.
I'm with you. I was surprised he took his talents, but that's what happens these days. Again, I didn't run him off. I didn't think he should have left myself. He's Denton's own. He grew up in Denton. So you got 2 guys from North Texas.
They love the DFW over in OU,
yes,
rightfully so.
So, like I said, Jackson Arnold's over there at Auburn right now. He's looking good.
No, he absolutely is.
In fact, I was like, who are they going to replace him? I thought Jackson figured it out.
Real quick, too, Arch Manning got off the schneid yesterday, as did the Texas Longhorns. They beat a just woeful San Jose State team yesterday, 38-7. Arch, 19-30, 295 yards and 4 touchdowns as well.
Ran one
we mentioned Clemson. They edged Troy yesterday, 27-16. And then a couple upsets, as we already alluded to. Florida, they lose to South Florida, 18-16. And Arizona State busted. I wasn't even a busted coverage. They just didn't play good defense there at the end. They lose to Mississippi State 24-20. So all the Big 12 people. And then, of course, my Jayhawks lost to Mizzou yesterday. So rough day for the Big 12, losing to the SEC. You guys are clowning us today, and rightfully so. Although we were able to, I say we being the Big 12, we're able to, as you alluded to, we beat SMU, Baylor 48, SMU 45. And then last but certainly not least, how about them Aggies? Gig 'em! They double up Utah State yesterday, 44-22.
Big 12 low-key team to watch out for us, 2 of them. Iowa State, 3-0 now.
Yeah, they are.
Utah.
Yeah.
Utah got crazy talent. One other note about, I want to say SMU Baylor. Baylor has beaten up. They don't play them that often, but they've beaten them like 12 times in a row now, 13 times.
I think was it 13 or 14? Hasn't lost
there.
to them since 1986.
It's up there, but they don't play them that often.
I was 5.
The last thing I was going to say about SMU, they lost that game up at the Hilltop in Dallas. Cross your fingers, Pony fans. You got you a big game coming up sometime this year.
Miami's coming to town.
U's coming to town. Get your tickets while you can. I think that's going to be a showdown.
Oh, that's going to be a huge game. Jump on that now, because again, those seats are going to sell fast. All right, and then you mentioned Utah real quick. Utah 63, Cal Poly 9. All right,
see, Utah for real,
man.
Seriously.
Coming up
they got
next,
a lot of Dallas Fort Worth high school guys up there.
Oh, Utah.
Seriously, at Utah, they went
really?
to Utah. Yes, there's a bunch of them from DFW.
I learned that today. I was today years old. All right, coming up next, let's jump into a little NFL talk. We're an hour and 40 minutes away from the noon slate of games kicking off. We will take a look at all of the noon games coming up right here on 105.3 The Fan.
Sean and RJ, the KNC Masterpiece, G-Bag Nation, and Fan After Dark, live and local. Turn it on and leave it on. 105.3 The Fan.
mean, of course you have. It's the Rachel.
Oh, is that your name?
No, I mean like your name.
No, I'm Jen. My name's Jen.
Right, but I just mean like this is your haircut.
But that's hair on your head.
I'm not saying this is your hair.
Okay, freak.
Nutmeg maiden?
Pre-curb.
No.
Nutmeg maiden.
I just said that. Is it Spice Girls?
Doesn't sound right.
What's it Saffron Squad?
Let me tell you something right now.
You're driving into work, listen to us.
Let me tell you something right now, all right? You know, they're just saying, let go, let God. It's a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Okay? It's a Sunday morning. And, well, you know, I'm not the most religious guy in the world, but I do dabble in a little bit of, you know, being spiritual from time to time. Shout out to Chris in Fort Worth,
Yeah.
number one.
Yeah, like I said, we're here at Globe Life Field. Everybody's coming into work because the game's at 1:30, and he's telling us about he really enjoys listening to us. He might not ever text in.
That's it.
Yeah.
But he listens to the shows.
All the time.
He said when we do our top 5s, top 10s,
Yeah.
whatever, he said it brings a smile to his face. He'll sit there and he'll laugh his butt off, okay? So that's number one. So Chris in Fort Worth and to all the Tolos and Fatties.
Yeah,
who
we didn't
just
have our
like him.
headphones on when we came back, so that's what took us long.
That's it. And then
We're showing some love.
I got to love up. And you know, so we've got Rangers folks, you know, the media relations
staff.
people, staff, and what have you, and they always come by and they say, hey, you know, they drop us off of water, whatever. And I'm kind of a diva. All right, our girl Melissa, she always gives a little, you know, some swag. All right, we got a little collectible pin, silver boot. All right, let's win that bad boy today. But I'm kind of a diva. All right, because I like coffee. All right, for anybody that listens to the program, listens to the station, you guys know I am a coffee guy. All right, I don't drink. I am in a love-hate relationship with Black and Milds. All right, I am trying like hell to stop smoking those. Go Navy! You know what time it is. My boy Jake, didn't even have to ask him today, brought us the reeds and brought me a cup of the finest nectar available. Yes, that's right. Black coffee, ladies and
So
gentlemen.
are you saying
oh my goodness,
there's another Jake in your life besides the other Jakes at this radio station? You got a Jake
we got
on the
you
Ranger
know what?
staff.
We got a couple Jakes over at the
You
radio
got a
station.
degenerate Jake now.
He's degenerate Jake. He's
He used to be
degenerate
new
Jake.
guy Jake.
He was new guy Jake, but he's not the new guy anymore.
Because he's like Choppy. He's just like hooked on gambling these games.
That kid, you know, I treat him like an illegitimate son because he is old enough to be my illegitimate son, or I'm old enough to be his illegitimate dad. So shout out to him and Khaki Kev, my two illegitimates. But what a day. What a day so far. What's up, big dog?
All staff's coming in right now. Everybody's coming in.
I'll tell you what, just loving it up. And, you know, the old saying, you just put it out in the universe, boom, and it will happen. So Fred
Shout
has
out to
a
Kenny.
smile.
Glad
Kenny,
you made it in.
what's up, Kenny?
Fine, everything's fine.
Absolutely,
right.
it's
Got
fine.
the
I love
powder
to
blue
hear it.
today.
I'd love to hear it. By the way, ice cream sundaes, okay? Ice cream to my butter pecan Ricans and my what is it? My what does that say? How's it go? To all my butter pecan Ricans and all my ladies out there for calling me Poppy. I could be wrong about that. You guys know what time it is for all my Wu-Tang fans out there. Ice cream sundaes. Let's get back to it. Ice cream sundaes, Sunday, September 7th. That's today against the Astros. Presented by Bluebell.
Drive in with
$1 ice cream.
Look out.
For the Cheerins.
Make sure your car's got that
Age
ice
13
cream
and under.
paint job.
The
Okay.
new pecan pie ice cream.
Oh.
Go get it. Oh my
Where's
God.
that voice coming from?
That's from Trevor. Hello?
Trevor, the creator. Trevor, you look like somebody that likes ice cream.
What is that supposed to mean?
You know exactly what that means.
Because I'm thick? I got 2 C's on my name? Come on now.
Thick thighs save lives, a.k.a. Trevor, the creator.
Real quick. When's the last time you had some Bluebell? I had some last night.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Go get you some pecan pie Bluebell. Goated.
You know, I do
I like
enjoy...
homemade vanilla. I like vanilla bean.
Fair. That's
But I
very
also
fair.
like chocolate, Dutch chocolate.
See, I'm a butter pecan kind of guy.
We had that last night too at the house. It's my mother-in-law. That's her favorite. So that's
Butter
what she had.
pecan?
Yeah, for her birthday. Like I said, she turned 80 years old. So.
Look, when you're 80, you get to eat whatever you want.
Exactly.
You get to eat whatever you want. When did you have the pecan pie ice cream?
This week.
Really?
Serious. It's
Can't
good.
go wrong.
How much of it did you eat? Did you eat it out the carton?
No, I got one of the little small ones. So
You ate the whole thing, though, didn't you? The pint?
what do I look? I look like I eat ice cream, huh?
You ate the whole pint, didn't you?
Then darn right I did.
Did you
You
eat
kidding
it?
me?
Did you? Okay, last question. Did you eat it in one setting?
No. It was 2. Because again, too much. It's very sweet. Pecan pie is very
Rich.
sweet.
Okay, Bevo.
Rich. Kids run bases today. That's going down. Kids 14 and under. All right, I don't want to see any of you grown-ass kids running the bases today. Okay, this is for the little kids.
They said this is a Pokemon Go Day at Rangers games. So I guess that's
Oh,
what
is
it
it?
is. Yeah. So he said watch out for this is from the Tolo texting in from the
It is Pokemon Go Day.
214 says watch out for the
Fred, say it
Pokemon
right.
theme related stuff during the game.
You know, you strike me as a Pokemon nerd. What all does that entail, Trevor?
You just play Pokemon Go. Like I assume Globe Life Field is a Pokestop, so you spin the ball, get your points, and catch some Pokemon.
You also get a Rangers themed Pokemon Go T-shirt.
Hey,
today. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe we get one of those. If I get one, I'm going to give it to you. Because
Make sure it's ice cream big boy size.
Ice cream paint job.
What if I spill some ice cream on it? Does that count?
If it's pecan pie ice cream, we can talk.
I'm over here checking the Tolo text line. Franklin
sir.
877-881-1053. Text is just blowing. Appreciate all Tolos. Remember I was talking about the 6 OU quarterbacks, NFL?
Yes, we named 5 of them. Who's the sixth?
Sixth one doesn't start yet.
Okay.
It's Gabriel over there at the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, okay. But hey,
Dylan Gabriel. Yeah.
Point taken.
I'm just saying, when Lincoln Riley was there, all you would do is go there and get a Heisman. You get your automatic. We got a Heisman Park with all
He had
these
a factory
statues
going on over there, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now. If you were anybody, if you could throw a football, you were going to OU.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was crazy. Shout out to all my UT fans. Not good news right now. Not good news for my UT fans / Kansas City Chiefs fans. I'm looking at myself because, I mean, I'm not a UT fan, but I am a Chiefs fan. For all my Xavier Worthy people out there, 3 plays into his season,
Man,
and way to go, Travis Kelce. Can you please retire? I'm tired of Travis Kelce at this point. But he knocks out Xavier Worthy, 3 plays into it, misses the rest of the game. Well, guess what? According to NFL.com, Xavier Worthy has suffered a dislocated right shoulder in Friday night's loss. He's still undergoing tests, says Ian Rappaport, and it's unclear how much time he will miss. They're seeking a second opinion on the injury. The most likely scenario is for Worthy to wear a brace on his shoulder and return this season. However, surgery is still an option pending more tests and consultation. So it's very possible that Xavier Worthy could miss the rest of the season. Way to go, sorry-ass Travis Kelce.
Meanwhile, Rashee Rice won't be back for 6 games, right? 5 or 6 games?
He's got 5 more games.
Yeah.
And let's just.
Who is Patrick Mahomes going to throw it to besides Kelce?
All I know is we know that Rashee is North Richmond Hill's own.
Uh-huh.
All right. I don't care if we have to do a GoFundMe for all my Chiefs fans out there, but I do not want to see him behind the wheel of a vehicle.
No,
next
give
5
him over.
weeks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I mean, you're in trouble right now if you're the Kansas City Chiefs.
Right.
Okay. You've got your top 2 wide receivers, slow ass Travis Kelce, sabotaging the season. All right. Where's all the Swifties at? All right, where's all the Swifties at? You've ruined the Chiefs' season, Swifties, okay? You've ruined the Chiefs' season. Where's Carter Freeman at? Where's my daughter at? I'm looking at all you guys.
You got to give him a little credit. He got a touchdown for you.
Yeah, busted coverage. You were losing that game anyway. If I'd have told you, what would you rather lose, the game or Xavier Worthy for the season, what you going to do?
The game.
The game.
Yeah, you want Worthy. Worthy's real.
Hey, I'm telling you, going into year 2, put a couple extra pounds on, like ready to be that guy. Yeah. Yeah, well, he's making me and my daughter cry, although I don't think she could care one way or the other. All right, let's look at some of these 12 o'clock games.
Yeah.
You got Tampa Bay.
By the way,
Atlanta.
let me say this right now.
Tell me.
It's the first official NFL Sunday of the season.
Yeah, it is.
The game Friday and the game Thursday, they were just getting you ready.
No,
now it's for real. Sit down, just put your legs up, watch some games all day and night.
Okay, so let's just go ahead and run through this for all you fantasy nerds out there, and we know you're out there. A.J. Brown, you're dead to me. Okay, A.J. Brown, don't want to see you again. Let's put that out there. If anybody wants to trade for him, let me know.
I think it's this new car. He got a Rolls Royce.
Man, I don't care if he's driving a Datsun.
That's what he used to drive. Not a Datsun, but it was something. And then he switched to the Rolls Royce.
I appreciate
he get no targets.
This is what, and I love, my boy Blake, really, and Blake could be an illegitimate child. I think I'm the same age as his dad. Point being, I said Datsun to him.
He didn't know what it was?
Well, no, he didn't.
That's Blake, though.
But that's what I'm saying. I ain't mad at him. He's 25 years old.
He's a sports savant.
Yeah, he absolutely is.
Everyday stuff, he's not so much. And he'll own it. He'll never back off that he doesn't know something.
He might be 877-881-1053. Is Blake Elliott the best gaslighter at 105.3?
He's a pro.
I mean, his gaslighting ability, he's the Pat Mahomes of gaslighting at 105.3 The Fan. Buccaneers, and I bring all this up because Blake is a big Buccaneer fan. In fact, he's got the Buccaneers going to the Super Bowl. That's how big of a Buccaneer fan he is.
I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm not mad at him because Baker Mayfield is a quarterback.
Chris Godwin is out. Tristan Wirfs is out. Benjamin Morrison is out, and some safety named Christian is out as well. For the Falcons, nobody that we know of outside of Darnell Mooney is questionable.
So you're saying Penix have the chance to get the upset, huh? They're in Atlanta.
I got Tampa Bay. We got Tampa Bay. That
too.
spread was 5.5. We both have Tampa Bay on that. The Bengals and the Browns. Now, the Bengals are 5.5-point favorites going into this game. They have 0 injury designations, and I'm telling you right now, I am, as a AFC-wise, Bengals are the bounce back will be real.
I've always liked Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow,
when he was down at LSU, I like Joe Burrow.
Absolutely.
And to me, I've never stopped liking Joe Burrow. Bengals defense been raggedy, but guess what? I think Joe Burrow's going to win this game because Cleveland. Don't get me wrong.
Do they cover the spread?
What's the spread again?
5.5.
4.5. 5.5.
5.5. I say they do. I say they do.
I do too. And again, the Browns got some issues.
The Browns
it's not just the quarterback. The reason they brought back Flacco was because they shouldn't have let him go the year before.
No,
he took him to the playoffs the year before, and then they let him go to Colts. Come on, man.
No, it was that's a weird organization.
Very weird. I don't trust them.
Then you got Deshaun doing whatever the hell Deshaun's doing. Colts and the Dolphins. Colts are actually a 1-point favorite, which is really a push. And they are at home. But the Dolphins are another weird team this year.
Yeah, they got the pressure on the coach.
Mike McDaniel right now is the leader in the clubhouse, is the first coach to get fired. Jalen Wright is out. Tight end Darren Waller, stop me if you've heard this before, is out. And then Ethan Bonner is out with a hamstring. And then questionable is Dwayne Eskridge and offensive lineman James Daniels. The only questionable player for the Colts is Tyler Goodson. All right, we'll finish up the rest of the 12 o'clock games here on 105 through the Fan. Don't go anywhere. We are out here at Globe Life Field. It is Ice Cream Sunday. All right, it is Ice Cream Sunday here at Globe Life, presented by Bluebell. $1 ice cream for kids 13 and under. Here's the deal. Come on out. There's no Cowboys on today, all right? So obviously you're going to have your phones on you. You can watch a little football on your phone. You can watch Patrick Corbin deal. You can get yourself an ice cream and watch the Rangers salvage the series.
That's right. It's split 1 apiece. This is the flip. And guess what else about it? They're only a game and a half out of the wild card, 3.5 game behind the Astros in the West. They are still alive.
Let's do a little scoreboard watching today. Let's do a little rest of the 12 o'clock slate scoreboard watching, get you ready for all your NFL games. He's Chris, I'm Fred. This is The Fan on a Sunday.
It's Uber Eats Week. Go to DFWRestaurantWeek.com to see the list of your favorite restaurants offering deals, even BOGOs, on your most loved meals. Download the Uber Eats app and get your most loved meals delivered right to
say there's 22 fights. I could be wrong about it. It's 22 fights somewhere in there on the card as well. Dave Swavey, Guns N' Hoses, puts on. Him and his wife put on an absolute tremendous, and the entire organization is top flight. I know you've been a part of it for a number of years as well.
Sir.
So I'm excited. I was able to be a part of it a couple weeks or a month ago when we did the kind of the pseudo weigh-ins and announced some things. And so our guy Roland was out there. Just again, top flight. You got
Allen Event Center.
Organizations from all over the place: Dallas, Louisville, Allen, Plano, you name it.
They take this serious. It's blue versus red. It's Crips and Bloods.
Not Republicans versus Democrats.
And not Crips and Bloods.
Not Crips and Bloods. Not Crips and Bloods. Although we do have some narcos guys out there as well. But as far as I'm talking about the police narcos, but no, it's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. And come on out Saturday for a fun-filled family event.
Yeah, and the worthy cause for those who don't know, Guns N' Hoses takes care of the families who have lost somebody in the line of duty immediately before the insurance kicks in, because people forget. Sometimes it takes months.
It takes months. Yes, it does.
And somebody's got to be there to help them bills keep getting paid and food on the table and stuff. So that's what they do.
I want to say Dave said within 24 to 48 hours, they've got a check for the family to help them cover immediate costs because, again, unfortunately, look, they paid the ultimate sacrifice, and so those bills don't stop as a result of that. They're there to help stem that tide.
And their life insurance can be tricky.
No, it absolutely can. There's a lot that goes into it. Sometimes there's an investigation that has to be involved. So a lot goes into it. And again, our hats off to Dave Swavey and the boys and gals over at Guns and Hoses. And like I said, I'll be out there next Saturday, so look forward to seeing you. And then as soon as that's done, I'm running back to the crib because you got Crawford and Canelo.
That's right, same night.
Yes.
That's a big boxing night. And by the way,
huge boxing.
The event at the Allen Event Center, that's like at 6 o'clock, 6:30, something like doors open.
Say they started early this year, like at 5 maybe?
Yeah, probably. But guess what? You got plenty of time because the Canelo fight ain't going to start until after 11 o'clock.
Easy.
Right, 10:30, 11. Yeah. Always does.
So no, I'm looking forward to that. And the thing about the Canelo fight this year, the Canelo-Bud Crawford fight, that's on Netflix. That's not a pay-per-view event.
That's
so
Netflix.
You can watch that.
And you know what else? Out of nowhere. Did you see this latest fight that came out of nowhere?
Which one?
That nobody wants to see.
Oh, Tyson and Mayweather?
Nobody wants to see that mess, let alone they don't even weigh the same.
Not even close.
They're like, let's make some money.
That's all this is.
It's a money grab.
I don't know who's going to watch. I'll tell you what's going to happen. It's no one's going to go out of their way. Now, look, I can't imagine they're going to do a pay-per-view.
No.
They can't.
No
one's buying that.
Nobody's buying
No one's buying that. That's going to be – now, I'm curious as to who they put on the card.
That might put some butts in the seats for the fight.
But you know what?
Nobody's going to buy it.
You know what it's going to be?
What?
It's you put it on in the background.
Yeah.
People our age,
sports bar. Yeah.
You might throw a party around it.
Right. Only because – but you don't even have to care who's going to win. You don't know because, first of all, Floyd don't get hit, and Tyson's too old to swing.
Well, not just that, but I mean, and Mayweather doesn't throw punches.
That's what I'm saying. He don't throw punches. He can duck and dodge, and Tyson's going to paw at him.
That's all he's going to do. And they both know they're doing this. You know what I would?
They're not even calling it a box. They call it an exhibition.
I would almost rather them announce a charity.
Me too.
So at least we know, and I mean, I guess the charities for their kids is really who's going to get the most charitable receipt from all this. But you're right. I mean, this is
nobody cares.
What are we doing? What are we doing? If this was on the undercard of a bigger fight, then maybe I'd get excited. I'm not going to get excited about it. Nobody's getting excited about Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather at 50 years old.
Right. Nobody.
Okay.
Nobody. Watch them try to promote it as Floyd protecting the O. It's not even a real boxing match. It's an exhibition.
Yeah,
but they're going to. And the Tyson again.
Now, in the words of 50 Cent, if you told me they were going to redo each other, then I might get excited about it. I'd tune in for that.
I want to see AI.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that might get butts and seats. Okay, back to the games today. 12 o'clock. Like I said, we're a few minutes away. We're an hour and change from this thing kicking off for real. We've already had 2 games so far. Your Dallas Cowboys obviously lost. My Kansas City Chiefs lost. So if you're go Chargers, go. If you're a Chargers and a Philadelphia Eagles fan, you're feeling nicey to start the NFL season. All right, real quick. Panthers at Jaguars.
By the way, way, real quick.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be Kansas City versus Philadelphia when they do play each other.
Yeah, no, they play week 2. That's Chiefs better do something on that wide receiver front because it's looking ugly already. The Jaguars, that is my sexy pick to win the AFC South. I'm a firm believer that Liam Cohen might finally be the guy for Trevor Lawrence. But then you've got a Panthers team that, and I thought Blake made a great point yesterday. They both play in arguably the worst divisions of football. Mm-hmm. Okay? I get it. Tampa Bay's a good football team. Atlanta could go 11-6. But they could also go 6-11, and I don't think anybody would be surprised at either one.
Exactly.
Okay. The Saints, we already know, are probably the number one. Are going to have the number 1 pick in about 8-9 months.
You got Spencer Rattler starting at quarterback, and everybody.
That tells you all you need to know.
So
okay. You got Tebow, Pat Mahomes is what you got going on there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And so and of course the AFC South. I don't know that anybody's sold on the Texans yet. Okay?
Not after last season.
Yeah. I like DeMeco Ryans.
I do too.
But I'm not – look, the issue when you have a defensive-minded coach is that you always have to worry about your offensive coordinator.
Who they just fired,
right? So they got rid of Bobby Slug. What's up, big dog? There he is. Hey, feel free to bring some. Okay?
We got the Tolo staff coming to the Globe
Hey, they brought it to me. Our boy Justin.
We got
he said
coffee for you.
He said I was cheating on him. Look, again, if you want to bring Fred coffee, Fred's not going to say
There
no.
was another staffer. She came by and said, I was going to get you some from McDonald's.
She was going to bring me some from McDonald's. I got my girl running around here somewhere. She said she spotted some in the cafeteria. So, again, if you got coffee here at Globe Life Field, holler at your boy. But, no, the AFC South, no one's sold on the Texans yet.
Nope.
All right, because, again, you saw our C.J. Stroud, great rookie year, not so great year 2. Yes, you have Nico Collins, who Matt Berry said on this very radio station during the pregame on Thursday, expects him to be the number 1 fantasy wide receiver in football. That's saying something, right?
Okay.
But you're going to be out 2 wide receivers today. All right, no Christian Kirk, and I want to say one of the rookies is out, and then you're down an offensive lineman. Which, by the way, that was part of the issue last year for that Houston Texan team.
Here's the deal: you'll see Dalton Schultz get some catches. The tight end, former Cowboys tight end down there in Houston.
Oh, no, Dalton Schultz is going to get some targets now. Dalton Schultz is going to get some targets now. But my point in all that is this.
They're not going to win.
The Jaguars, this is a wide-open division.
Sure is.
Outside of the Colts, who are a dumpster fire, there were people who actually picked the Tennessee Titans to possibly win this division as well.
Cam Ward.
All right. Has there ever been in all your years of covering football, save for a number 1 pick who sat? Because back in your day, that's what happened, right?
Correct.
Me and Henry talked about this last night. That's what you did. You didn't draft a quarterback number 1 overall to play right away. He played behind some bum for a year, and then maybe he got inserted middle of the season. Nowadays, that's not the case anymore. The Jackson Dart is a very rare situation, although there's a report that came out today. Apparently, they have packages for him today in against the Commanders. We'll get to that here in just a second. My point in all that is this. The Jaguars, I think it's a wide-open AFC. If Liam Cohen can do to Jacksonville what Bobby Canales did in Carolina, watch out.
And watch out because Trevor Lawrence is still Trevor Lawrence, even though he didn't look good last year. But here's the deal. You got Travis Hunter. I want to see how many snaps he's getting. I want to see what his offensive snaps, defensive snaps for Travis Hunter's going to look like. That's one of the
it's David Canales. I'm not sure who Bobby Canales is. I'm sure it's somebody. I'll figure out who that is later on the program.
It's another sports figure from back in the day.
Right? It's got to be, or something. I don't know where that name came from. But no, and think about it this way, too. Last thing, and we'll get out of here. When you think about the Jacksonville Jaguars, they've drafted so many times in the top 10 to 15. I mean, that roster should be loaded with talent. Now, does that talent finally come to roost? We'll find out. Maybe does it take a good coach? Does it take a Jimmy Johnson's type? And trust me, Liam Cohen is not a Jimmy Johnson type. Let's make that clear. But sometimes you do need the right coaching staff, the coaching regime. All I'll say is this. You had Urban Meyer, who was, probably set the team back a couple years as far as that goes,
totally
okay?
agree.
Just from a culture standpoint. You didn't help yourself much with Doug Peterson.
Nope. He had a ring, but that was it.
He flailed out in the exact same fashion in Jacksonville without the Super Bowl, without the pelts on the wall, as he did in Philly.
Yep.
All right. Now you get a Liam Cohen who comes from the McVay, the Sean McVay coaching tree.
Yep. Rams.
Does his thing with the Rams, did his thing with Tampa Bay. Now he's with Jacksonville. You just need to put them on the right path. We'll see what happens. All right, we're 2 hours deep into this thing. Let's keep the NFL talk going. We'll get some of your text messages and more. 877-881-1053, 877-881-1053. We are out here at Globe Life Field. The workers are slowly starting to matriculate in. I'm looking outside. I can see some people hanging out. Why? Because it's a great day to hang out outside. It's beautiful outside.
Ice cream Sunday.
And it's an ice cream Sunday. Who doesn't like a little baseball with their ice cream sundae? Lots to get to. 2 hours of the program left. This is 105.3 The Fan.
Tolo means turn it on and leave it on. Thank you for making 105.3 The Fan.
something else to remember that Uber Eats has groceries.
No, that's absurd. Hey, remember when you used to be a, what was it, Pepper Lady? Pepper Lady?
Wasn't it Cinnamon Sisters?
Hazel Baby.
Sapphire Squad?
Nutmeg Maidens?
Pre-curb?
No.
Nutmeg Maidens.
I just said that. Was it Spice Girls?
Doesn't sound right.
Was it Sapphire Squad?
skipper, Bruce Bochy. Rangers coverage like nobody else, right here on The Fan.
KRLD-FM and HD1, Dallas, Fort Worth, an Odyssey sports station. Driven by our D&M Leasing Studios. Thanks for turning it on, leaving it on. 105.3 The Fan.
Hour number 3 of the program happening right now. Glad to have each and every one of you on board on this Sunday morning. We are on the back 9 of the summer 2025 season. What do we got? 2 weeks left before the summer solstice?
Yeah.
Or the autumn solstice?
Yeah,
we do. Because it's
like the weekend of the
21st.
21st.
Hello.
Yep.
It's the 21st. The weather is absolutely tremendous outside. It's
not going to be hot.
Chief meteorologist for the Fan, Chris Arnold, 73 degrees outside right now, Chris.
And that'll work. High today is going to be like 85 at the most. And it's not supposed to rain.
Mostly cloudy.
Mostly cloudy.
Mostly cloudy.
We'll take it.
I would love for them to open the roof. They won't because, as Chris alluded to, you got to have clear skies, not cloudy skies.
Clear skies.
And even though cloudy doesn't mean it's going to rain, there's still the threat.
Yeah.
There's still a threat. And the last thing you want as a baseball fan is a rain delay in a dome.
Makes no sense.
Okay, that's a wild flex. Have you ever heard of a rain delay at a dome?
I've heard of a delay because the snow crashed in or something, or there's a big leak.
Or
raggedy old building, like down in New Orleans or something, Superdome.
If any place is going to have something happen to its roof, now, of course, for all my roofing folks out there, God bless each and every one of you. Roofing is not for the faint of heart. But, yeah, we've had roofing issues in New Orleans, and we've had roofing issues over in Tampa Bay. As they had to rebuild all their stuff over there. But enough of all that. Why? Because it is time for football today. It is a football Sunday. We're almost, the real football, I say real football, the majority of football, the first football Sunday of the 2025 NFL season kicks off today. We've already rattled off a few games so far today. We'll get to some more here in just a smidge because we got quite... we got quite the day here as far as NFL games are concerned. We left you with the Packers, we left you with the Panthers and the Jaguars as part of the 12 o'clock slate. Real quick, nobody that anybody knows. Unless this is your cousin or something like that. Damari Mathis is out for the Panthers, and then of course Wyatt Milam and Monteric Brown are both out for the Jaguars. Shame about Monteric. I really thought he was going to give it a go today. Raiders and Patriots. I think that's going to be one of the better games today.
I do too.
I am excited about the Raiders and the Patriots. The Patriots are 2.5-point favorite today. The Raiders, no injury designations for the Raiders today.
The Raiders, Geno Smith. By the way, Amari Cooper retired.
Man.
And, I texted him, he texted me back and all that.
What did he say? He's like, bro, I couldn't do it.
His just heart wasn't in it no more.
No.
It's like he thought he was going to give one more go. He full circle back to the Raiders where he started. I tell him, hey, when you get back to Dallas, let me know, blah, 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 blah. But here's the deal about Amari. Amari was kind of like a Barry Sanders where he just did his own little thing real quietly off season. And I thought for sure the Cowboys would bring him back. They didn't. Then I heard the Denver Broncos were talking. Then that didn't happen. And then the Raiders, I said, okay, I can see that. And he said, nah.
Here's the thing I'll say about NFL coaches know.
Yeah.
They can tell if your heart's in or not.
Right.
All right. Pete Carroll has been doing this a long time.
Right.
And there's probably nobody better equipped, I would say just from an NFL standpoint and just football standpoint, to gauge whether a guy's heart is in it. Pete Carroll caught some flack years ago, and this story never got when Kaepernick was trying to get back into the NFL. I thought when the whole thing went down, I thought there was political reasons behind it, but then after that went down, I felt like there was football reasons behind why he didn't play anymore. And one story that kind of got lost in the mix was he went and tried out for the Seattle Seahawks. And Pete Carroll mentioned kind of as a throwaway comment that he wasn't sure if Colin wanted to play football 100%. That he wanted to play, but did he want to play, if that makes any sense? What's up, big dog? If that makes any sense, right? And
the highest level,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And Pete said he wasn't trying to judge anybody, but he said he just wondered, is he doing it to do it, or is he doing it because he really wants to play football? And so I'm sure he probably had that same conversation with Amari Cooper and said, look, are you sure you really want to do this, or you can put in the work and the everything that goes into playing football
I wouldn't be surprised.
at a high level?
Yeah, he played 10 years. It wasn't like he just –
And it wasn't like people were knocking – and here's the thing. Keenan Allen can still play.
Correct.
All right? Keenan Allen can still play some football. We saw that. Oh, look at that. Our boy Nate Devlin doing big boy things over here. Got us a baseball. I will throw this at somebody. Okay, I just want to make that clear right now. I will throw this at somebody.
By the way, don't get caught taking that ball away from somebody.
Boy,
You're going to go viral.
You know what? I'm glad you said that.
Carrying the ball stealer.
I'm telling you right now, I don't care if I grab if we're fighting for a ball and I come out of the pile with it.
That's your ball.
To give to my child.
That's your ball.
Karen, don't come
follow
at me crazy.
Don't chase you down
come
there.
at me crazy. Okay?
Right.
Period. End of story. All right? I'm sorry, but just because you didn't get it, I'm sorry. Take your two-tone hairstyle and get out of my face. All right? That's all I got to say about that. They said she had a history,
but we don't know.
But it did work out well for the dude and his son. Because I want to say, like, the player came out
Gave him a bat.
Gave him a bat.
They gave him a bat. They didn't come out. First, they gave him a gift basket with all the stuff.
Look at my girl over here.
He brought you some coffee.
Look at that.
Staff
what's my girl?
is always awesome.
Kylie C.
Ranger staff.
Just the coffee, sweetheart.
Gullah Blackfield staff.
You know what? You're the
bringing
best.
Fred his coffee.
You're the best.
Here comes even more coffee.
Look at Kylie.
Don't let this be some more coffee. I think you got some more coffee coming.
It.
What's going on, man? Yeah.
Shout out to Kylie C.
So yeah, they took care of him. He got to go back in the locker room. We got to meet and greet with the player. He got the bat from the player. Karen still has the ball.
Karen does have the ball. They outed her, too.
Yeah, they did. Well, again, that's what happens nowadays.
Boy, you got to be careful.
You got to be careful because your kindness pays. When you're not kind, it's going to go viral.
It absolutely
I got to tell you this one ball story real quick. Just throw this in there.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about retrieving a home run ball or a foul ball. Back in the day at the Rangers' old stadium, not even Globe Block Field, it was nobody. It was like in September. The Rangers sucked. There wasn't nothing going on out there covering the game. There's nobody really in the outfield. In this one section, there's probably 10 people at the most. This home run ball goes out there.
Yeah.
On this row where this old guy was. This old man, he's kind of going over because he's old.
Yeah.
And there's nobody out there. He's going over there. And in the distance, you can see these little kids running to get the ball.
Oh, absolutely.
And everybody in the stadium was like, oh, my God, the old man doesn't have a chance. Even though it was hit to him, these kids were coming from other sections because there's nobody there.
Yeah.
Old man went down and bent down just in time before the kids got there, and the crowd went crazy. Because, like, old dude got it just in time.
They just want to see it.
But it just goes to show once again, if you get the ball, it's yours.
They understood.
They understand the rules.
The old man understood the assignment.
He understood the assignment.
Because if the kids would have grabbed it,
it's theirs.
Hey,
it's theirs.
It's your ass, Mr. Postman.
But
I mean, you know.
He waddled on down there, bent down real slow, and just in time.
Hey.
And them kids were like diving.
He knew what he was up against.
He knew what he was up against. But yeah, don't be a Karen out there.
Nobody likes Karen. Now, if your name's Karen and you're a good person,
we understand.
we got enough love
I feel
for you.
bad for those Karens.
By the way, now on another news, we mentioned the Patriots and the Raiders.
Yeah.
So no Amari Cooper.
We do have Ashton Genty.
Oh, I
for
tell
the
you
Raiders.
what.
I bet he gets 100.
Well, okay, that's a great.
I'm gonna say over and under 100.
Because here's the thing. Say what you want about that Patriots team last year, which wasn't very good. Their defense wasn't bad.
And
your boy Mike Vrabel ain't no punk.
Vrabel's back as the coach now.
He's now the head coach. You got Josh McDaniels, Josh McDaniels is the quintessential. I don't want him as my head coach.
Right.
But am I okay with him being my offensive coordinator?
Right.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Yep.
That said, no Raiders injury designations today, so they've got a full board. They're good to go today. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, kind of a big deal. Christian Gonzalez, kind of their standout cornerback. He is out today. Charles Woods is out. And questionable is their first-round draft pick, Will Campbell, who they have raved about. He is questionable for today. Meanwhile, what might be the worst game of the day, at least from a aesthetic standpoint, I mean, if you're a Saints fan, I mean, you're geeked about your season no matter what. But the Cardinals at the Saints, I don't know anybody outside of that markets are going to see that game unless you've got Sunday ticket, and even then, I don't know why anybody, unless you have a fantasy reason to watch this game.
Right.
I don't. I mean, no one's trying to watch this.
Yeah, just to see what Kyler do.
You know that's all.
Kyler's family here in Texas can watch.
They will. Yeah, that's true. That's true. The Cardinals guard Will Hernandez is out, and then Kyler Murray was added to the injury report with an illness. They say he's got carpal tunnel from holding the video game controller too long.
It's not November.
But they said
it's not
that's
November
true.
yet.
That's true. But he's going to play today as well. Meanwhile, for the Saints, Chase Young, who I didn't even realize was still in the league, is out with a calf.
I remember when he was a bad
man. I tell you what, we really thought that dude was going to be something special.
He got hurt, didn't he?
Well, he got hurt, but I mean, even in Washington, he is the.
He grew up in that area.
He flashed,
but
that's it.
That's it.
You know, that's it. He just never. That curl just never quite. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'm crazy for this. We did our top 5 yesterday. Top 5 games, storylines that we were looking forward to today. All right? My number 1 was Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? My number 1 is Aaron Rodgers. Now, I said this to my cousin, I said this to my boy Henry, and I said this on the air yesterday, and everybody's like, really? Aaron Rodgers? I'm not an Aaron Rodgers fan by any. I mean, I appreciate his game. I appreciate that he's Mr. Contrarian. I think he is out to lunch on some of the things he says, but I appreciate the fact that he puts it out there. I want to see if he's washed today.
Everybody wants to.
You know?
Because guess what? You hadn't heard a peep about him. He signs with Pittsburgh. We have heard nothing. Not even he's going back into a cave.
No darkness retreat information.
Nothing. We haven't heard nothing.
We have heard
nothing.
Zero from our boy Aaron Rodgers. And I don't know what to make of that football team.
Yeah, I don't either.
Okay? I really don't know what to make of that football team.
Because he has nobody to throw to.
Well, he's got DK Metcalf.
Yeah, but he ain't got Pickens.
Doesn't have Pickens, although Pickens was
crazy.
Did you see the video from him? On Thursday when the ball wasn't going towards his way.
Here we go.
Wasn't a lot of hustle.
Here we go.
Wasn't a lot. And I don't want to be that guy. It's only week 1.
But just know this. If they lose 3 games in a row, which Pickens you gonna?
Man,
this is the easy part of the schedule. I'm gonna say this as well, because I want to say who told me this on the. Oh, Clarence Hill.
Yeah.
He said Pickens ain't going to be here next year. Know this why. It has nothing to do with Mulligan, his agent. That ain't got nothing to do with it. He says, George wants CD money. Cowboys ain't paying $30 million wide receivers. That ain't going to happen. So let's say Pickens plays great. They ain't going to keep him. If he plays terrible, they don't want him. He ain't going to be here next year. This is from Chill. And Chill's long-time Cowboys beat writer.
I don't.
I ain't even worried about Pickens.
One bit.
See what he does this year and call him a rental.
I mean, look, you'll get a third round compensatory pick anyway.
Yep.
I mean, so it works itself out. All right, real quick, the Steelers did work out a deal with Cam Hayward. He was kind of holding out, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. He wanted more money for his deal. They did work something out for him, so they got that going for him. And then from the Jets standpoint, they've got 2 of their offensive linemen that are out, and then they got a third one that is questionable as well. And of course, your boy Justin Fields is the starting quarterback.
Oh, Fields is starting.
Yeah. No, well, you're Russell Wilson. You're thinking of the Giants. You're thinking of the Giants. Yeah. And then speaking of the Giants, that's another game, especially here. I'm telling you right now, I would not be the least bit surprised. I want to say that is I've got the spread here. That is,
I'll tell you.
I want to say it's a 6-point spread. Yes. Okay, so that's a 6-point spread on, at least it was on Thursday as per BetMGM. Folks we do a little bit of work with here at 105 Through the Fan. Shout out to Chiafalo, Carter, and Zach Wolchuk for doing their show that they do on BetMGM every Sunday. Now, I think the Commanders win that game today. I really do. But with that, and I said this the other day, I said this Wednesday during Crosstalk with G-Bag. I was less nervous about Thursday's game as I was about next Sunday's game against the Giants. So let me tell you something. Dexter Lawrence, top 2, top 3 D tackle in football. And that's not. I mean, am I wrong? Is that hyperbolic?
He's up there.
Okay.
Sauce.
Kayvon Thibodeau.
Okay, Thibodeau.
All right. Who flashes. I think we're still kind of figuring out, all right, what's this dude doing? And then Abdul Carter, who might be Micah Light.
That's what they say. He had the chain.
And
he wanted to be Lawrence Taylor. LT said, no, you don't.
Was wreaking havoc in preseason. Now, it's preseason for a reason.
Right.
But I'll just put it to you like this.
The talent is there.
You got a front four that can get after it. That's and let's put it this way. I don't expect Dexter Lawrence to spit on anybody before the game on Sunday. So I just,
so you're going to find out if this line is any good.
Let's watch this game today with a keen eye on what that defensive line looks like, because I get it, the Commanders went out and got Laramie Tunsil, all right? But now you've got a year of film on Jaden Daniels. Now, do I think he's going to have the sophomore slump that C.J. Stroud did? No, I do not. I think Cliff Kingsbury, I don't want Cliff Kingsbury running my football team, but I do want him running my offense.
That's right. That's
okay?
right.
I do want him running my offense.
They do have a tougher schedule this year.
Oh, they got a 10 times tougher schedule, okay?
That's the only thing you can hope for if you're a Cowboys fan.
The thing about the NFL is this. You can sneak up on some folks for a year, maybe 2, depending upon how the schedule plays out, all right? Because we're trying to figure out, because there is that whole, we're trying to see, are you as legit as you thought you were a year ago? That's not going to be the case this year with the Washington Commanders because of the way the run there. You're not sneaking up on anybody for the simple fact that you made an NFC title game run last year, and nobody outside of D.C. thought you were going to do it.
Are you saying the Commanders are not the Houston Texans?
I 100%.
Just saying.
I don't think they are.
Okay.
I don't think Jaden Daniels is going to have a sophomore slump like C.J. Stroud did. Right. Now, I thought C.J. Stroud, I think a lot of his problem last year was Bobby Slowick was very predictable in his play calling, and you had a horrific offensive line, and I think he had the yips by the end of the year, okay? Because even when C.J. Stroud did have time to throw, it's not like he was under duress the entire time, but even when he did have time to throw, he was so used to getting his ass beat that he was making bad throws regardless, okay? Now, Jaden Daniels, I think, is a comparable – I'm not going to say he's a better quarterback than C.J. Stroud. I'm not going to disrespect C.J. Stroud like that just yet. But let's find out today. Because, again, now we know. I mean, you got some people saying Jaden Daniels is the top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
Okay, so hold on.
Which is crazy.
This is why I'm saying the record could be different than for Washington. I think Washington's great. I already think Dan Quinn's great.
Yeah.
But they had so many last-second victories. People forget about that.
They did have a lot of last-second victories.
So you're wondering, okay, how long are they going to keep that up?
That's it. That's not sustainable, right?
Sustainable.
You can't win that way. Again, this is a solid football team. I expect them to be a very tough out, but like you said, that's going to be a whole different schedule that they have this year. All right, let's wrap this up. We've got Jared Sandler stopping by here at 11:40. Lots to get to. It is an NFL Sunday. We are 40 minutes away from kickoff here on a Sunday. We're out here at Globe Life Field, Comerica Park backyard. Come on by. Say hello to myself. Say hello to the 3-time Hall of Famer Chris Arnold. And hey, even give a high five to Mr. Ruben Portillo. He might even stretch with you. Don't go anywhere. It's the Fan.
The more time you give, the more our crush grows. Together we continue to build something special. Keep turning it on and leaving it on 105.3 The Fan and the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Worried about...
Eats has Lola V products? I gotta remember that.
Well, you know, they say in order to remember something, you have to forget something else. Okay, now that is a very cute haircut. That's like a little shag. I've never seen it before. Well, I mean, of course you have. So, Rachel. Oh, is that your name? No, I mean, what's your name? No, I'm Jen. My name's Jen. Right, but I just mean like this is your haircut. But that's the hair on your head. I'm not saying this is your hair. Okay.
hell yeah, we get 15 yards to start the game off. Didn't realize he was getting ejected. Unfortunate that he did. Hell of a player. Changed our plan and our blocking scheme, as I've told you all right before the week, that we're going to protect against him. So helped in that manner, but I don't wish for anybody to get out of the game. I'm sure he probably regrets that to some extent. I'm pretty sure he knows I didn't try to spit on him or wasn't even aiming to spit on him. So something that's probably going to get a lot of coverage and a lot of attention that feel sorry for him in the sense of, yeah, I mean, I know how excited each and every one of us are, right, to kick off the season and the season opener, and hell of a player like that doesn't even get a chance in the first play. Yeah, unfortunate circumstances.
I'm going to say this. Again, Calvin Watkins' article, longtime beat writer for the Cowboys, Morning News, he's talking about the leadership of Dak Prescott not losing his effing mind. And Dak even said, I guess, I don't know where this, maybe Calvin was talking to him, he said, he got me on the collar. Had it been on my skin, and that's where everybody, of course, loses their mind. And so he might, it might have been different had he touched skin. At the same time, he kind of compared it to, well, you want leaders to be leaders, but at the same time, that's why the guy got ejected. Because spitting, even though it's not like, it's a law in some cities sometimes. It's like that's the ultimate disrespect.
Man, you I don't care who you are. You don't spit on other people.
No.
You just don't. That like you just there's a line. I think there's two things you don't do. You don't slap a dude and you don't spit on a dude.
Right, the slap. That goes back to the Jamie Foxx, Chris Rock.
Yeah.
The Chris Rock and Will Smith. It was one thing, he went over there, he didn't even punch him. He slapped him at the Oscars. Like I said, slap or spit.
No, those are two things.
I mean, up in here.
Man, there's some furniture moving going on. You slap or spit on something. I mean, that's the ultimate disrespect.
Yeah. So
I'd rather
Carter has
be
apologized.
cold-cocked. I'd rather be.
Most people would. Anything other than that.
Cheap-shotted. Man, don't spit on me.
No, not spit, and like it, not slap. But back, Carter did apologize. Said it'll never happen again, ever.
And it won't.
Because that's what happens. They had to do that. And by the way, for those who said Dak spit first of all, we've probably talked about this stuff all weekend. Carter wasn't even on his side of the ball.
No.
The ball was on the ground.
No,
Referees
he was good
with
4
the
or 5
ball.
yards away from it.
He was in Cowboy territory.
And here's the
by
thing
himself,
too,
not even with his teammates.
And it makes sense that he was John with the rookie, because let's not forget, Jalen Carter went to Georgia.
Yeah.
Booker
went to Alabama. Yeah, we're talking about the Tyler Booker, the rookie that's going to have to stop.
Who he was, John with already. So, there and we already know Alabama and Georgia don't like each other.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's
like Texas OU.
Exactly, right? So, and we would understand the John. I mean, he's a rookie for one. They don't like each other from a college perspective.
But he's on the wrong side of the ball.
I was going to say he's already on the other side of the ball. So, I mean, look, Jalen, but see, that's the thing. If Jalen Carter doesn't spit on him, and then say they're just jawing back and forth.
Yeah.
Because there were, and me and Blake were tweeting or texting back and forth about this the other night. So when Nolan Smith, he got a 15-yard penalty, right, for taunting.
Right.
Where he had he had tackled Miles Sanders.
And he's standing
off
over
a great block, by the way. And I think it was Scooney that he threw to the side. But he gets a great block, tackles him, and then kind of stands over him.
Right.
I mean, it's like, come on, man. And look, I dislike Philadelphia as much as the next guy, but I mean, talking smack after you tackle somebody. I mean, what are we doing here, right?
Well, the NFL's trying to clean all that stuff up.
I get it,
because
but I mean,
it's a global league now. See, so
which I understand, but there's still an element of we enjoy, and look, the dude was on the ground. And he was just kind of doing his thing, yelling, whatever. I don't know. I thought that. I know a lot of people were complaining about the what they call it, the hospital ball that he threw up to Jake Ferguson. What was it? Who was it? Was it Blankenship or
one of them?
It was Blankenship.
Yeah,
Blankenship, right? So Blankenship hits Ferguson. Boom, he gets a 15-yard penalty. Again, we can quibble over. That's not the NFL I grew up in. Whatever. You still can't do that. I don't have any problem with that 15-yard penalty. But come on, man, yelling at a dude. I guess whatever. It's the new NFL. You got to get used to it. All right, coming up next, we are out here at Globe Life Field. Okay, we've already mentioned all the 12 o'clock games. We'll get to the 3 o'clock games at 12 o'clock when we reset the program. But we've got Jared Sandler joining us next.
By the way, baseball players spit.
Baseball players do spit. Now, it would be a hell of a thing for them to spit on each other because they are a little bit away from each other. There is that. And there might be a little bit of tobacco mixed in as well, but that's another story for another program. But coming up next, we are out here at Globe Life Field, Comerica Backyard, suite level, all right, center field. Come on out, say hello to us. They'll be opening the doors here
about
20
look at all those people. The doors about
they
to
open up at noon.
Yeah.
So stand by for that. Come by, give us a high five. We will high five you back. But Jared Sandler, Rangers baseball, game and a half outside of that final wild card spot. How are we looking today? We'll discuss that with Jared Sandler next. Don't go anywhere. This is 105 through the Fan.
You worked hard for your 401k, but if you've left your job, your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k into an IRA can provide better investment options that align with your long-term goals. At Trajan Wealth, we're fiduciary advised.
and sisters?
Basil base.
Saffron squad?
Nutmeg mayonnaise.
Freak herb?
No.
Nutmeg mayonnaise?
I just said that. Was it Spice Girls?
Doesn't sound right.
Was it Saffron Squad?
kids.org and join over 1 million satisfied donors.
Tolos, the Fan and Wild Fork Foods are proud to support the 24th annual Guns and Hoses of North Texas Police vs. Fire boxing event, Saturday evening, September 13th at the Credit Union of Texas Event Center in Allen. Watch North Texas police and firefighters square off in a battle of the badges, benefiting the families of fallen heroes. It's an awesome event for the whole family. Get your tickets today through Ticketmaster.com.
Helps if I push that button. Welcome back in. We are here out at Globe Life Field, Comerica Backyard. About what? An hour, just under 2 hours away from first pitch as we are looking to take this series from the Houston Astros. Now, we got an interesting matchup tonight, Jared Sandler. Patrick Corbin, all right, who was lights out a couple starts ago. Little control issues last time out. And then you've got Framber Valdez, who may throw at his own player before the game's over. So, you know, friendly fire. Framber's doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what jersey you're wearing. Last night, tough night for the Bats, tough night for Jacob deGrom. Let's take a look at Jacob deGrom, though, first. One win since the All-Star break. Where are we at with JD?
Well, I mean, you know, he gave up 2 runs in 5 1/3 innings.
Yeah.
You know, and he had only, what was that?
Brought to you by Blue Nail.
Oh, Blue Nail Roofing. Yeah, there you go.
Blue Nail.
Thanks, Trevor. Was that Trevor back there?
That is Trevor.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot that Jared can hear me, too. So I
No, all good, all good. I'm used to talking with people talking to me. I should have not stopped and paused on that. Yeah, I mean, I think last night Fred's more of a bat problem than anything. You know, Jacob gave up the 2 home runs, and I guess he gave up a run that was charged to him after he left the game. You know, you don't score, and I'm not talking about you don't score the whole game, because obviously that's a no S comment if you know you don't score. But like, they weren't scoring in the.
It didn't matter.
Yeah,
Nolan Ryan could have been pitching last night.
He probably doesn't have as much gas left. Sorry, let me backtrack. He probably doesn't have the gas in the tank to give you 7 or 8 every 5 days right now.
Right.
You know what he's done this year, just coming back from Tommy John and only missing that one turn against the Royals, you know, is a huge win in of itself, and a lot of guys don't do that. I mean, heck, Luis Garcia for the Astros will make his second start tomorrow, but they already wanted to push him back. You know, he's coming back from Tommy John. So, but you know, if you tell me I'm going to get 5 to 6 innings of Jacob deGrom, I feel good about it. And he gave them a chance to win, and you know, the Rangers the first 5 innings had a runner in scoring position in each of those 5 innings, and they just weren't able to capitalize. And so they have 1 hit with runners in scoring position over their last 4 games, and that came in the 12th inning on Dustin Harris's single to win the game. But you know, they were in the 12th inning because they weren't getting hits with runners in scoring position, right? So, but yeah, I mean, it wasn't, you know, a lights out, no runs allowed Jacob deGrom performance, but you know, he certainly pitched well enough to give them a chance.
You know, you mentioned, like I said, leaving guys in runners in scoring position, 9 of them last night. I just think about this one guy who's known as the guy that can handle the Astros. We don't have Adolis for this series, update everybody on when he could be back from the IR, how he got hurt, and the fact that, in a way, he's made to play against them.
Yeah, hopefully he's back, I guess in a week maybe. Grade 2 quad strain.
Would it be in time for the Astros series in Houston?
I'm not good at math. So the Rangers play the Brewers.
They play them a week from
Yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah. In theory, he could be back for that.
That's
now,
good.
he had a grade 2 quad strain. If this was May, Adolis Garcia wouldn't be back so soon from a grade 2 quad strain. So, hopefully he comes back and he's healthy, because you don't want him to come back and not be effective. But, we're at the time of the year where guys want to do everything they can to play. And it's obviously not just Adolis. There's no Marcus, no Corey, no Evan Carter.
Right.
Today against Framber Valdez, you'd have Sam Haggerty in the lineup if he was healthy. So, it's a great story how much guys like Dustin Harris and Cody Freeman and Michael Hellman, and I feel like I'm forgetting someone.
Osuna's,
Alejandro Osuna. Yeah, all these young kids are competing their tails off. But at the end of the day, and this is no disrespect to them, but you'd like to have Seager and Simeon and Carter and Garcia and Haggerty. And so, the Rangers are trying to battle with a roster situation that's not ideal this time of year. And those kids are, they've put them in a position, or contributed to putting them in a position where they're a game and a half back of the Mariners. But, yeah, I think it's easy when you score 7 runs. You don't think about it as much. But when you get shut out last night and you have opportunities to score early and you think about the guys who maybe would be batting in those spots who unfortunately weren't available.
You got Langford. I'm just looking over here at the big screen here. We got Wyatt Langford leading off tonight. He's had some success from that leadoff spot. As we look at the last 19 games of this season, how much do you expect to see? Because look, if one thing we've seen from Boch, he has not been afraid to work with what he's got in the lineup, and you already mentioned about with the injuries and what have you. I don't want to start looking too far to next year, but again, is that something where you could see maybe Wyatt settling into that leadoff spot?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, regardless of what the Rangers do or don't do this offseason, if you're telling me Wyatt Langford's going to get, more at-bats than anyone else because he's leading off, just that in and of itself, sign me up, right?
Yeah.
Corey and Wyatt are the two most impactful hitters in this lineup. I want those guys there. And the only reason I would say Wyatt over Corey is, if Wyatt gets on and Corey doubles, Wyatt's got a better chance of scoring more consistently than other way around, right? So, but yeah, I mean, and against lefties, I like it. I love the ability to change the score one batter into, the first inning. And you've got that with Wyatt. Some teams still have a lineup where their leadoff hitter is more of a light hitting, speed, maybe batting average or on base guy. But, if you can get both, why not both? And Wyatt's a guy who, can hit for, get on base, but he can also slug. And so I like that. Yeah, I mean, I think, the lineup will change a lot, over the course of the year, always. And that won't be any different next year. But, if you told me right now, hey, we're committing to Wyatt leading off next year, all year, I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't bat an eye at that.
Okay.
Let's talk about those Astros a little bit. 3.5 games up over the Rangers in the West, but more importantly, the Rangers still alive in this wild card, game and a half back. The Astros, surprisingly, are in first place most of the year with all their injuries and whatnot. What kind of team are they fielding today against the Rangers? The Rangers beat them Friday.
Just in general, Chris, it's a team that they figure out ways to win.
Right.
Little things last night. It's a 3-0 game, and they tack on in the 8th, and then they obviously blow it open in the 9th. But they tack on in the 8th, and they've got a very vulnerable bullpen, especially last night, because you're coming off a 12-inning game. Unlike the Rangers, they didn't have the previous day off. They weren't off on Thursday. They played a game against the Yankees. And so, I said this last night, and I think it's one of those I didn't want it to come off too flippantly that, good teams do this, because listen, the Rockies at times have tacked on late, right? They're an awful team.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that if you were to look at the teams that, end up winning divisions and whatnot, those teams probably do that at a higher rate than others. And I think the Astros just do it. I mean, I hate to admit this, but yeah, I mean, their roster is not a division-winning roster.
Right.
I think, obviously with the Rangers' health situation right now, it's a little bit different. But I think that you could look at the Rangers when they're reasonably healthy, the Astros when they're reasonably healthy, the Mariners when they're reasonably healthy, and I think you could put those rosters, blindly in front of 100 baseball people.
Yeah.
And, there's a chance that the Astros would be picked to have the third best roster of that group by
Preseason,
most.
that's
right?
what everybody was saying.
They just they figure out ways to get it done. And, I don't think you can discount the acquisition of Carlos Correa. Forget
Bringing
what
him
he
back.
does on the field, but just he's a part of that era.
Yeah.
And Jose Altuve is a great player. Jose Altuve to me doesn't really add a whole lot, and I'm not there on a daily basis, but talking to folks, he's not adding a ton from a leadership standpoint. Not that he's a negative, but
right.
Alex Bregman was that guy. Carlos Correa was that guy. You lost Bregman. That's where I really thought they were vulnerable this year. But I think adding Correa back was a pretty heads-up move, and it's one of those moves where it made sense for them. Probably didn't make sense for 28 other teams to go out and get Carlos Correa.
They said when he showed up on the plane, everybody lost their damn minds at the trade. It's like, what? He's back?
Yeah.
We're down to the final 19 games again. Rubber match here, and then of course you got 3. That's it, man. We're down to the final 19 games. Corbin's on the bump tonight. I'm guessing Jacob Latz is going to go back to maybe another bullpen game tomorrow to kick off this thing against the Brewers.
Yeah, it would seem that way. Now, I would say that all hands on deck today, right?
Yeah,
I think if the Rangers lose today, they would at minimum have to sweep unless the Astros just totally tank.
Right.
They'd have to sweep the Astros in Houston, which the Rangers play fine there, but that's a tall task to ask to sweep a team that's leading a division. So I think the Rangers would easily weaken their setup tomorrow to put all their chips in the middle to try win tonight. So yes, I think that unless Jacob Latz is needed, he'd probably be that guy. But I also, wouldn't be surprised if he was available if, there was a situation where he could be used.
Okay, real quick, because that's interesting you say that. Because to me, all right. So right now the Mariners are up 4-0 on the Braves right now, top of the third. But even if you were to lose, but you're still only so you dropped to what? You dropped to what, 6 behind the Astros at that point, but you're still only 2.5 out from the wild card. I mean, I would think that look, you're still going after the wild card. I mean, to me, the division, sure, that'd be great, but I mean, let's be realistic. I think the wild card's more at play here. And then let me ask you this, because you've been around baseball doing this a lot more than I have. Even though the Brewers and the Mets are theoretical, well, I mean, we know the Brewers are better than you, but the Mets are right now in a wild card position. How much of the fact that you don't see them that often, how much of that is a benefit over these next 6 games?
Yeah, I mean, it could be a benefit for the Rangers, could be a benefit for the Brewers and Mets, right?
Lights out.
I just go, I don't want to sound like a broken record. It's just a matter of, who's playing well.
That's it, right?
Right? I mean, the Rangers are good enough to win those series.
Yeah.
Now, on paper, will they be the favorites, for 2 out of 3 games in each series in Vegas? Probably not.
Yeah.
But, they're good enough to, and maybe the Brewers are due to kind of tick downward a little bit. They kind of have a team that, they're playing above their skis in terms of, on paper, who they are and what they are. So, yeah, I mean, and your initial, where you're going with that, you don't want to compromise the wild card because, that's your best chance of getting in.
Yeah.
But if you've got a shot to make a play for the division, and also, the Astros, in theory, they're ahead of you in the wild card, too. What if the Mariners overtake the Astros, right?
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
this is it's a meaningful game. Now, do you want to totally, behave with decisions today that leaves you, totally screwed tomorrow? No, but I don't think using Jacob Latz would put you in that spot. And it's unlikely he's used today.
Yeah.
But I think there's a reason why they probably haven't committed to Jacob Latz tomorrow for that reason.
How close are we to Malley coming back?
I think that's something else that's on the table.
Okay.
If not for tomorrow, at some point. Now, he's probably coming back, and he's going to give you 2 to 3 innings.
I was going to say, he's kind of in that Latz role as well, right?
Yeah, and maybe not even as much leash, right?
Okay.
Because we've seen Jacob come out for the 6th, and I don't think in Tyler Malley's first start back he would pitch beyond 3 innings. I could be now. If it's 3 innings and 22 pitches, all right, maybe we change the conversation a little bit. But
okay.
My guess is because of the expanded roster, they feel comfortable having Tyler Malley give them 2 to 3 good innings and then figure it out from there.
Jared, we appreciate your time as always.
Yes,
Good
we
dub
do.
Today.
Hey, fellas, it's going to win. Screw
Let's
this
do that.
Let's
do that.
The one, the only, by the way,
Silver
the
boot.
Packers. They win today?
The public's really heavy on Detroit, which makes me think that, yes, 2 new coordinators for the Lions, Goff outside, even though it's not 20 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
I still am not sold on Jordan Love.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, give me the Packers today.
Under 1.5 sacks
for Micah?
For your boy.
Under. Sure. One and a half's actually a good number.
They call me Freddie Vegas.
Hey, let's go.
Let's go
over. Let's go over. Why not?
Okay.
Over?
Be a bear. Be a grizzly bear.
Give him a little injection. Yeah. I had a football coach used to say that.
You like that? All right. That's the one, the only Jared saying, let's go get a win today, boys. Let's go get a win today. Final out of the program. Don't go anywhere. This is 105 through the Fan.
It's a must-listen on your lunch break.
Burger, only at Shell Shack. Let's get crackin'. ShellShack.com.
This is the exclusive home of Dallas Cowboys football. KRLD-FM and HD1, Dallas, Fort Worth. Let's go, Cowboys.
An Odyssey Sports Station.
Driven by our D&M Leasing Studios. Thanks for turning it on, leaving it on. 105.3 The Fan.
Woo-wee! Final hour of the program.
Here come all the people.
Final hour of the program. There's some sort of pollen, asbestos flying in the air. I don't know what it is. My goodness. It came down from the mountains, they say. But I walked to the restroom.
I thought because they opened the doors and all the people
and you know
came
what?
in.
I think you might be onto something because I've been
The wind
fine
blew
the whole
in.
show. I make my way to the head, and all of a sudden I am sneezing out of control over here. So
Globe Life Field, man, it's nice inside,
Man.
but the doors have opened. And I think that's what got you. The air from outside came inside with all the people.
It's trying to
With
get
all
me.
the
It's government. It's a tool by the government trying to keep your boy down. It won't do it. It won't do it. We got a lot of Ranger fans creeping on the come up here. It is game 3. We've got one more series left. Of course, that's over at Dyken Park. Is that what they're calling it now?
It's in Houston.
I mean, it used to be called the Juice Box. Now it's
Yeah.
called the Big Air
Minute Maid,
Conditioner.
yeah.
But either way, nonetheless, final game against the hated Astros. We got a young lady in an Astros dress. We got my man in a Jose Altuve. We got a lot of Ranger fans. Rangers win today? Okay, all right. Hey, let's say it with your chest. Rangers win today?
The Houston
Absolutely.
fans are just shaking their head now.
Yeah,
they won't
they're
even
just
say it.
shaking
They're
their
not,
head no.
talking trash. They know they're not dominant.
Hey, look, they
They're
know.
not
They
dominant.
know the deal. They know the deal. We're out here at Globe Life Field. You should be too. I'm guessing there's got to be a handful of tickets still left for this ball game.
Yeah.
All right? It's a Sunday afternoon.
There's no Cowboys game this
There
afternoon.
isn't.
This NFL weekend, we understand. We know this is Texas football, but at the same time, you want to see this series because the Rangers are still a game and a half out of the wild card.
Oh, absolutely.
The math is still mathing.
No, absolutely.
And you want to kick Houston's
No,
butt.
make no
You want to win that
mistake.
silver
And-
boot.
Oh, by the way, it's also Ice Cream Sunday.
That's right.
Ice Cream Sunday Day. That's right. Presented by Bluebell Ice Cream, and according to Trevor, the creator, who is no stranger to sitting at not once but twice eating a pint of ice cream by himself. Whether he cries about it while he's doing it, I don't know. That's for him to decide. $1 for ice cream. Kids 13 and under.
Man.
Okay. Do you cry when you eat your ice cream, Trevor?
No
Sometimes?
comment. How about that?
Bluebell homemade
That's
ice
what
cream.
we Rangers win today? Rangers win today. Do the Rangers win today? Love to hear it. I love to hear it. Congratulations. Hey, go Rangers. Go Tolo. You know the deal.
They got some other things going on today too. You got it's Faith and Family Day. Also, Pokemon Go Day. That means every time they score Rangers themed Pokemon Go T-shirt because they're going to give those out as well. Like I said, it's a lot going on today.
No, there absolutely is.
And if you don't want to be
now,
stuck
will
in
they
the
make
hot
this a
house-
Pokemon location? I don't know. I'm not hip to the Pokemon. Whatever that is.
Why you're playing?
That's
I
more
thought
of a Trevor the creator.
I thought it faded away. Trevor, do you know the answer? I thought Pokemon went away, like Angry Birds.
I didn't realize it was still
No.
a thing. Trevor, you're definitely far more vested and knowledgeable of all things Pokemon than myself and Mr. Arnold. What exactly does this entail for all you Pokemon nerds out there?
So Pokemon Go. So my assumption would be that you're going out there. You can walk around. There's going to be Pokestops, I assume. So you'll be able to go out there, catch some Pokemon while you're watching the game. Be aware of baseballs flying, though. But that's pretty much, I'm assuming that's what's going to be happening.
Excellent. Fred has to sneeze. Hang on just a minute. And fans continue to come in. So there's a lot of activity here. Again, it's a great day to be outside or even inside, but no need to be at the house if you don't have to be. Come on out to a Rangers game. The price is right. And guess what? You get to see the Rangers beat the Astros.
Let's get that dub today. And I tell you what, 877-881-1053. What do they call people that are allergens? What are you called if your specialty is knowing about allergies? I mean, I know a doctor is probably one of them, but I feel like there's a specialist
Like an
name.
allergist or something?
An allergist,
I
an
don't know.
allergen. I don't know I could chat GPT it, but I'd much rather have some human interaction here. 877-881-1053. How on earth, what is the medical phenomenon where Fred has been fine for 3 hours straight? Okay, we've been sitting in this spot, Comerica backyard, locked in, center field. They open the doors, and now all of a sudden, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I've got snot just dripping out my face. You thought I was on a cocaine bender last night.
By the way, you're not claustrophobic with all the people, are you?
It's too much.
You're not claustrophobic, too.
Not at all. Okay. I love the people. Okay? Astros win today? Hey. Tell you what, I need that same kind of energy from the Ranger fans.
He's too young to know any better.
But you know what? He didn't. I'll tell you what. Let's try this with this guy.
He didn't hesitate.
Rangers win today? Rangers win today? The Astros just said yes with his chest. See, that worries me. Astros win today? I'll tell you what. See, this is the problem right here. This is the problem. Astro fans don't bat an eye. The kid that just walked by here said it with his chest. Yes, sir. Looked at me with a smile and said, yes, sir. I had to ask the Ranger kid 6 times before his parents finally coerced him into saying it.
Shoved him in the back.
Shoved him in the back. Exactly. You better say something. He's probably getting smacked upside the head now. Mm-hmm. Don't say that I disagree with it. Ranger fans, say it with your chest. That's the problem. I'm just going to put it out there right now. I'm going to say it right now. We're doing a live social experiment here in Comerica Backyard, okay? I'm asking who wins today, Astros or Rangers? Look at this.
She says, I'm sorry.
Look at that. Look at that. See? Listen to her. Who wins today? Who wins today? Listen to this.
So you just had 10 Astros fans
today?
Walk by. They got their gear on.
Look at them. Who wins today? Listen to him.
Whoever won yesterday.
Listen to him. He said, who won yesterday? What's going on here?
Ruben's playing with the microphone.
Ruben's over here playing with it. Hey, who wins today? There you go. See?
Rangers.
Look at see.
She said real women love baseball.
Are you guys together?
Smart women love Rangers.
You the son? Cousins. God bless Cousins. All right, who wins today? See, he said it first, though. He said it first. He said we're the team from Texas. But I love it. I love to see. I love it. Little family bonding going on over there. All right, we're going to keep this thing going.
And because there's a lull right here, while they're doing, we're talking about the teams from Texas in college football for those who missed this. Baylor beat SMU.
Yes, they did.
North Texas
in overtime.
Won. North Texas won. A&M won. UT won.
Yes, they did.
OU won. We're talking about the fringes. LSU won. We're talking about everybody in the little area.
I was going to say, all this area.
Let me also throw in Texas Tech won. Let me throw in this.
Boy, did they.
TCU was off yesterday, but they kicked Belichick's ass on Monday.
I was going to say, they're still
in the
glow. The vibes.
Yeah, this was a nice little glow.
I'll tell you who else won from that TCU game was the social media team.
Oh, yeah?
The TCU social media team, I'll tell you what, they went after North Carolina. No, they made their money. Shout out to the TCU social media team. They did a tremendous job just trolling and responding to all the North Carolina. Because, let's call it what it is. North Carolina was getting all the pub.
Not just,
and rightfully
it was just
so.
all Belichick.
It was.
I'm watching this thing, and I'm like, wait a minute. Michael Jordan's in a suite. He's over there with Lawrence Taylor, who also went to North Carolina.
Yeah, he was.
He's there with Roy Williams, a legendary basketball coach in North Carolina. You got even Randy Moss, fresh out of the hospital. He's in there. And all of them are going crazy because they drive down the field that first touchdown. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, they're not saying anything about the Frogs. It's all North Carolina, but mostly Belichick. They even had a little, you know how they put a little screen up there, and they said, there's only been a trivia question. There's only been 3 coaches who have coached a Super Bowl champion and NCAA national champion, and that's Jimmy Johnson, Barry Switzer, and Pete Carroll. Will Belichick? I said, no, they didn't say Belichick be number. He's too old. He's too old to be around for North Carolina to get a national championship. It ain't going to happen.
Who wins today? Who wins today?
The game?
Okay, just making sure.
Who's
just making sure. Just make sure. She had to think about it for a second.
She has to think about it?
She didn't hear me at first. She didn't hear me at first.
That's okay.
All
but
right.
In college football, real quick, something you brought up, we didn't talk about on the air.
Sure.
So Arch Manning had 5 touchdowns, or 4 touchdowns. He ran
4.
one. Ran one in, and everybody's like, okay, he looks like Arch again. You notice him wincing.
Yeah. Okay. So and
after a pass.
Hey, here's the thing, man. And Twitter's
not a tackle, a pass.
Twitter's a dangerous place. So let's just go ahead and preface what I'm about to say with that. And so I saw last week after real quick. Who wins today? Okay. I see where your head's at. My man just nodded his head down. He's wearing the Astros hat. What's that? Who won last night?
They
I'll
keep
tell you what,
saying that.
Astro
That's the
fans
second
are,
guy
dude,
that
Astro
said that.
fans are
Yeah.
talking mad. Talking mad.
I didn't hear what he
today.
said. What did he say?
He said, "What was the score last night?" He goes, "Look at the score last night." I mean, they
11
won't
to
stop.
nothing.
They won't stop.
Yeah, chest out.
They are. And Ranger fans are a little timid, although our
11 to nothing to make
our
it
cousin
kinda-
did. I mean, hey, it's baseball. You know, it happens. I mean, last I checked, the Rangers won the first game. I mean, if you didn't know any better, you wouldn't think that they were going. I mean, you would think the Astros were going for a sweep today. The way some of these Ranger fans are, are coming across.
Rangers fan, I understand for the whole season, you can't trust it.
You know what?
You stand on the bandwagon, but you can't trust it.
Watch out. Here we
go.
Who wins today? Who wins today? There you go. Love where your head's at. Love where your head's at. Love where your head's at.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I understand Ranger fans trepidation because the bottom line is just when you think they're rolling, the wheels come off. Wait a minute. Get the wheel back on. Oh, stop, start. So you're like, okay. I'm just going to stay on here and let it happen.
Pull you.
I'm not going to assume nothing. That's what Ranger fans.
You can't.
Motto is right now.
But I want to see a little bit. I want to see a little more gusto out of my Ranger fans today. Okay, I want to see a little more gusto. But no, to your point, real quick. I saw something last week.
The wince.
And it said, "Is there something wrong with Arch's shoulder?" And then of course Twitter says, "Oh yeah, it looks like it." Da 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 da. And then, of course, yesterday, this was last week that I saw that. Then again, yesterday, they posted a clip of Arch throwing the football, and it was an ugly-looking throw. It was kind of almost like he was throwing a dart. Throws it, winces, then kind of rubs his arm, but it just makes you wonder, where there's smoke, there's fire. Maybe is either A, he's got the worst mechanics you've ever seen out of a five-star quarterback, or maybe is there legitimately something wrong with his shoulder. And the way that video looked, it definitely did kind of raise an eyebrow just to the casual observer, like, it definitely looks like there might be something. Again, so one of two things. Either there might be something remotely wrong with his shoulder, or B, he just has the worst mechanics you've ever seen, which I would have a hard time believing considering he's got,
he's a Manning.
Two of the best quarterbacks of their generation.
As his uncles.
Air quotes around Eli.
Let alone his grandpa.
And his grandpa. I mean, again.
Well, with that being said, that family can make sure his arm is working out.
Thank you. I have a hard time believing
they
his
can
mechanics would be
fix
that bad.
arm.
They could. Oh, hey. They'll fix it all right.
They'll make sure. They know some people. By the way, there was a 214 said, "Preach Freddie." I also saw that too, buddy, about Arch's arm. And then about the other area teams that won.
Yeah.
Don't leave out the Razorback CA. And then the 214 says, "Tarleton State, the only 3-0 team in college football, is from Texas." And about your symptoms of coughing and sneezing.
I haven't coughed. I'm just sneezing my ass
Okay, here's
off.
the results. One of them says go see an ear, nose, and throat doctor. Another one says an allergist or an immunologist.
Okay.
Another one says, hey, the bottom line, you got some germs from Astro fans. That's from Gonzo.
Well, now that could
Gonzo
be.
said that's what it was.
Now, see, that's a very real possibility. Although it started yesterday. Now, somebody texted into the show yesterday that there was wind coming in from the north.
Yeah.
And it was from the mountains.
Right.
Okay, hold on real quick. We got Astro and Ranger fans here. Who wins today?
He says Rangers.
Okay.
He pointed to his hat first.
She said Astros.
They going to fight.
Yeah, I was going to say there may be squabbling going on before it's all said and done. So
another Tolo to help you out with your sneezing. He says, I dated an ear, nose, and throat doctor.
Okay, I like where
my
this is going
best
already.
allergies have ever been since I got the dated.
Okay, hold on. He's dating her, and then what happened?
He feels better than ever.
Okay.
Because
she date the doctor did it. Yeah. That's all. Just go find an ear, nose, and throat doctor. That should do it.
They gave him the wink, wink, nod, nod.
She gave him
what he
good.
needed. Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. I did not know
In
that
the
was
words of Justin Bieber. Yummy, yummy.
I did see something, and I'm going to have to do it for fair or foul. We won't do it today because we're running out of time. We got to see Story Confidential coming up. Are we up against it? I think we are. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, real quick. All right, real quick. 3:00 games. We've got Tennessee at Denver. That's a -8, by the way. Denver's an 8-point favorite. I think they're going to cover. San Francisco -2.5 at Seattle. I like Seattle in that matchup.
I do too.
Okay. I like Seattle to win the NFC West. I'm just putting that out there.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Okay.
I would not doubt it.
I don't trust San Francisco.
I think Sam Darnold's solid regular season. We'll see what happens at the end of the season.
Well, oh, by the way, CMC's already his calf is already hurt.
Yes, the same calf.
I'm done with this dude.
He's going to go to Germany, find out.
Look, he go to Germany, go to Antarctica. It don't matter at this point. I think he's done. Green Bay, -2.5. We already talked to our resident guru, Packer. He says over 1.5 for Micah.
Under.
They said he's supposed to be on a pitch count.
That's one of the reasons.
Baloney.
Well, to put it like this.
Baloney.
He may not be on a pitch count, but he just got there. I give him 1.
Detroit
plays against me here. He never has a good game against Detroit. People forget about that. Look up the Cowboys stat against Detroit.
Well, but here's the thing, though. Detroit. Look, they're breaking a new center and they're breaking a new right guard. So I think there's something to be said for that. I tell you what. This afternoon slate of games is going to be incredible. Detroit at Green Bay, we just mentioned that. And then Houston at the Rams.
Oh, boy.
That's a compelling matchup because, you got a couple receivers that are out for the Houston Texans, and I almost said the Astros. And then you've also got one of their linemen out as well, and we already know how much of an issue they had. And they're breaking in a new offense, so I'm very interested to see.
Versus Stafford.
Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb
is going to be starting at running back today as well. And then, of course, the big game tonight, Baltimore at Buffalo. We'll talk about that in the final segment. But where are you taking us, CA?
The other day on the podcast, Michael Irvin was talking to Janet Jackson. I got something to tell him next on 105.3 The Fan.
Take us with you wherever you...
products?
In fact, my wife Sandy kind of looks like Janet Jackson. And I'm listening to this. And by the way, shout out to Sandy. She's absolutely a wonderful lady. And I'm listening to this, and he goes, man, they said, have you ever met Janet? He said, no. And I was like, Michael hadn't met Janet after all these years? Because I have, well, I'm going to get into my little Janet Jackson stuff in a second. I'm like, he hadn't met Janet? And then he tells them, because they're all laughing and cutting up, he goes, if I had, we'd have another little Michael Jackson around here. And they all just fell out laughing. I fell out laughing. I was like, I see where he's going at. But no, he has never met Janet Jackson. And it just also reminded me of what my wife says when people would say to her, especially when we first got married, they say, Pam, what do you think about Janet Jackson and Chris? And she had the perfect line. She said, if she wants him that bad, she can have him. And my wife, by the way, does not look like Janet Jackson. My wife looks like, to me, she looks like Rihanna. So that's just whatever. Okay, so if you grew up listening to me on the radio all these years in Dallas-Fort Worth, you probably heard some of or one or two of these Janet Jackson stories. What happened was it all started in the early 1980s, and she wasn't even famous yet. Her family was famous. Her brothers were famous. She had an album she just did. It was called Janet. She comes to town with her mom. They come over to K104, and then we go to lunch. Me, Tom Joyner, her mom, her record rep, and we're talking about stuff. And she's just losing her mind, staring at me and talking to me about her being on the TV show Fame and all. And then she goes, now, mind you, I'm 22. She's 17. I have zero interest in her. I don't care if she's a Jackson. She's, to me, I'm out of college. I'm going after Cowboys cheerleaders and, women in their 20s. She's 17. I could care less. But she's just infatuated with telling me all these different things. I was like, okay. And then she goes, you ever go to L.A.? I said, yeah, I go to Cowboys training camp in Thousand Oaks. She says, good, you got to come over to our house. And she's writing down their address. Their compound is called Havenhurst. It's on Havenhurst Street in the suburbs of L.A. And I said, yeah, I'll come by. She says, you got to come by. You got to come by. So I'm going out to training camp later that year. And there's kind of an off day, nothing going on. And I said, I'll just go down there to see. And by the way, Thriller's out, Michael Jackson's big. I'm like, I'll just go out there just to see what the place looked like. I heard about Bubbles the Monkey. I want to, let me see what the place looked like. So I go out there, and there's nobody outside. I grew up in Memphis, where at Elvis Presley's mansion, everybody knows where it is. And there's people camped out there all the time. This is when he was alive. And I was like, there's nobody out here. I thought all these Michael Jackson fans would just... So I pull up. There's a guard gate. The guard comes out, and I said, Janet Jackson asked me to come see her. And in here, and it's got her name on the directions and all that. And he goes, yeah. He said, well, she's not here today. I said, okay. And I was getting ready to leave. He goes, wait. He said, what are you here for? I mean, you're in Texas, right? Because I said I was from Dallas. He said, what are you here for? You just a fan, radios? I said, I'm covering the Cowboys. Turns out he's a Cowboys fan. So he's asking me all about the Cowboys. And I said, how come there's no fans out here right now? He said, well, nobody's home. Michael is preparing for some tour. He's not even in the state of California. The dad's in Las Vegas. Janet and her mom are at some spa on the East Coast. He said, you want to see the house? I said, yeah. So it's just me and the guard. We didn't go in the house, but we're all over the grounds. It's manicured. It's like the grass is like a golf course green. Everything's beautiful. They got the cages for the animals. They got the snake. They got Bubbles in the cage over there. There's a llama on the property. They got a popcorn wagon out there. And I'm like, this is unbelievable. And then I said, well, tell Janet I came by. I left a little note. Tell Janet I came by. That was that. I'm thinking, okay, did all that, done that, but I'm not making contact with her. She didn't leave me a phone number. She just gave me the address. I'm not lying. 2 years later, she comes out with the Control album. It's big. This time we're doing the show with Janet from in front of City Hall, out there on this plaza outside downtown City Hall. And the guy who was doing the show at the time, Tom had left, but it wasn't Skip Murphy Company. No, Tom had left. It was a midday show. Michael Hernandez, the late, great Hollywood Hernandez. He's doing the show. I'm there with him, staying over a little longer. Limo pulls up. There's fans there. She jumps out the limo, and I just figure, she even remember me at all.
Yeah.
Chris! Oh, I got the note from the guard. This is 2 years later. And I'm like, what the hell? And I'm thinking she does this with all these guys. By the way, we go to lunch again, and she tells me that she had married James DeBarge, but he was on drugs, and then it got nullified, and she's telling me all this stuff.
She's almost 20 now.
Yeah, well, she's but in Controls, it's being released. And then I'm asking her record rep, I said, oh, she does this everywhere she goes, right? No, we never seen her act like this. It's you. And I'm still not interested, not really. I'm just like curious. This is a really curious behavior. Well, She says, I'm coming back in town to do a record store appearance in a few months. You going to be there? I said, oh, yeah, I guess I'll come by. She's at this Sound Warehouse on Lemon Avenue, and we have a big production with there's an elevated table. She's signing autographs, album covers and stuff. And I'm not really wanting to go because I'm kind of under the weather. Not sick, but just don't feel good. And my friend said, man, she don't know you. She don't care about you. I said, I'm just saying, you heard it on the radio, because they were teasing me about it. Tom Jones, they were teasing me about it. Man, Daddy Jack's got this crush on Chris. And I said, she's like light-skinned, good hair guys. Because James DeBarge, look, there's a trend, right? I'm like, this, no. And so he said, let's go just to see. The thing had already started. She's already signed on her. She's probably been there a half hour. I walk in the door, emceeing, that one was one of our DJs named Cindy B. Cindy B says, oh, hey, K104 fans, Chris Arnold just walked in. Janet stood up. I was like, what the? And they waved me on through. I go over there, and she's like losing it again and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this is just not real. And that was it. Guess what? I think it was another year later. I'm covering the NBA Finals, Lakers versus somebody. Lakers win the championship. I'm there interviewing Magic and Kareem and all them in the locker room. How come she shows up there with her new boyfriend named Renee? Light-skinned, good hair.
Yeah.
Like,
Renee
she
like
says,
Elizondo or something like that, wasn't it?
Renee Elizondo. She says, she sees me. Chris, you're here. I say, yep, I'm covering the Lakers. She says, Renee, take a picture of us. I'm like, she's treating him like he works for her.
Yeah.
I did not know he used to be her backup dancer. That's how they met.
Could have been you, Chris.
She wound up marrying him.
Yeah, no. He was the dude that was holding boobs in the
exactly.
That's iconic picture.
I
that
actually
could have been your hands, bro.
I actually told
Those
that
could have been your hands.
I actually told that to Johnny Gill from New Edition. Johnny Gill was real good friends with Janet. He didn't even know those were Renee's hands. So let's get to that album. She comes back into town. Okay, before she comes into town, I got a Thursday night set that I MC at that Guan Mirage, which is a really cool club and bar here in Dallas. Well, we had on Thursday nights, every now and then we had somebody perform. El DeBarge came into town to perform. Well, I had met the DeBarge brothers way back when. So El's on the station. I said, later tonight we'll be see down at the bar at Guan Mirage. So as soon as we get to the Guan Mirage, he comes in, he goes, my brother James is with me. Do not say anything about Janet. El even knew. I said, what? Don't say nothing. He still has the wedding ring on a chain around his neck. Wow, I was like, what? This is crazy.
That's simp behavior if I say so myself.
Yeah, well, like I said, he was crushed. He was on drugs. She got him off the drugs.
Drugs will do that.
And I don't know if to this day yet, but then he had that chain with the wedding ring around his neck. And El DeBarge knew all the Janet Jackson stuff. Well, when that Janet album was out with Renee's hands coming, the record company comes up to me and says, one of the guys goes, Chris, Janet's performing in Las Vegas. It's not a residency, but she's doing this tonight at the MGM, and we want to surprise her and fly you in. I was like, what? She's got Renee. What are you talking about? Because I'm not even trying to get with her. It's like, I'm all down for whatever they want to do. We're going to fly you in. She's working hard on this tour, blah, blah, blah. I said, cool. I said, but I have to leave after the show because I got to cover some tennis tournament here in Dallas.
Right.
And so they said, no problem. There's late night flights. We'll fly in, fly out. I fly in. I'm meeting with them, the record company people, before the concert. They take me to dinner. And I'm saying, what about Renee? This is going to be awkward. She goes, they got this open relationship. I was like, open? I said, I'm not even interested. He said, don't worry. Don't worry about Renee. So I'm sitting near the front row, and they said after the first band, when the first band is the opening act, we're going to bring you backstage to surprise Janet. Okay? They bring me backstage, and I'm standing outside the dressing room door. All of a sudden, here comes her mom, her dad, Randy, and maybe Marlon. They go into the dressing room, and they're in there for a while. I'm just standing there in the hallway, waiting and waiting and waiting. Record guy comes back out. They leave, by the way. Record company guy, you won't believe this, Chris. Her family just showed up out of the blue. They don't have any tickets. They don't have nothing. They want front row seats, and Janet is ticked. I was like, oh, no. They said, she's in such a bad mood in there because we got to scramble. In my way, they wound up putting seats on the stage on the side for her family because they couldn't come. This is at the MGM, so it wasn't like a stadium.
Right.
So they had her on the side. Well, they said, we don't want to surprise her again with another surprise, even though this would be a good surprise. Who knows? Just don't worry about it. So I watched the rest of the show, caught the plane back to Dallas. I'm thinking, that's it, right? No, that's not it. There's more. I'm trying to figure out how much I can do. Okay, Janet's got another album coming out. She's in town to do selected interviews.
For what,
the
Rhythm
record
Nation?
come together. Huh?
Was it Rhythm Nation?
No, that was a long time. Really, this is like early 2000s.
Okay.
This is like 2000. This is the album. This is the last album that was really, really big. See, I'm not even a Janet Jackson big fan. I mean, I like some of her songs, but I don't even know all her albums. It was her, red hair, and it's just one of her last albums.
The Escapade one?
No, it was after that. It was one of her last albums. It was really good. Velvet Rope. That's what it's called, Velvet Rope. So they said she's only doing interviews from a region, this area, Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana, and Oklahoma, and we're getting 6 of, and we want you because she wants to talk to you. I was like, what? But they're gonna have a little party for her at the mansion, like a little 7 o'clock p.m. And the next day she does these interviews in her suite at the mansion. So before the party, I'm like, oh, I'm interested now. I ain't got nothing going on. I'm not married. There we go.
Why not?
Why not? And this friend of mine's wife said, I said, how do I handle this after all these years? He said, when you see her at the party, she said, you going to interview her the next day? I said, yeah. When you see her at the party, ignore her. I said, what? She said, ignore her.
Move.
If she makes eye contact with you, turn your head. So Janet comes in, this room is probably 50 people there, different record company people, different other people. They're not going to interview her. And she's taking pictures with different people. She gets over to where I am. I just kind of look the other way. And then we take a picture together. And then I'm like, I don't know I don't know what has happened here. I tell the friend's wife, I said, I didn't make it. She said, good. Her curiosity is out of control. I promise you. I got to go, when I do the interview, I have to catch the Mavericks charter to Utah for a playoff game. So I have a short window. Luckily, the plane's leaving the Love Field. The mansion's downtown Dallas area, Turtle Creek. I said, I only got a window. I can't run behind on this thing because I got to make this charter. I kid you not. Go up there to the room. She makes all of her assistants leave.
Ruh-roh.
We do the interview, et cetera. That's as far as I'm going to say, et cetera. And then we talked about a bunch of stuff. And then I had to leave because I had to catch the charter. How come I was running behind?
I'm sure
the
you
plane
were.
was up. Back then, you could drive your car out to the Mavericks plane, and they will park your car, and you just go up the stairs. I'm the last guy on the plane. I was praying that Michael Finley or Nash were last, and because they're going to leave. They're not waiting for me.
No.
I get on there just in time. Nellie's the coach. Donna, where have you been? I said, I'm talking to Janet Jackson. I had to do an interview. Yeah, right. I played the audio. I played a chunk. He said, well, we're going to probably take away your food money.
Oh,
your food money. And he just grinned. And I went, whew. And that was the last time I've seen Janet Jackson. We did have another interaction on email.
Yeah.
But I could go on and on and on.
Emails?
Huh?
Janet Jackson emails?
She did.
That's incredible.
Since I've been married, I have nothing more to say about Janet Jackson.
That might be the most incredible takeaway.
All I can say is I'm in love with my wife and kids, and my wife had the best line. If she wanted him that bad, she could have him. And Janet, once she moved on from Renee to Jermaine Dupri. Then she married this big shot guy from Saudi Arabia who's got $1 billion. I'm like, okay. And she's been to town. I've never even wanted to go to see the concert. I mean, again, it's not I'm not hurt or anything. I was never really that interested in her.
Janet, if you're
but
listening,
I got stories.
877-881-1053.
And that's your CA Stories Confidential.
We would love to hear from Janet and get her stuff. We just want to know what the et cetera part is. And I'd love to know if she's still operating on email. All right, final segment of the program. Let's get this Rangers dub, and we've got football going on. Lots to get to. Don't go anywhere. It is 105 The Fan.
You worked hard for your 401k, but if you've left your job, your money might be sitting in the wrong hands.
For something, you have to forget something else. Okay, now that is a very cute haircut. That's like a little shag. I've never seen that before. Well, it's the Rachel. Oh, is that your name? No, I mean like your name. No, I'm Jen. My name's Jen. Right, but I just mean like this is your haircut. But that's hair on your head. I'm not saying this is your hair. Okay.
support the 24th annual Guns and Hoses of North Texas Police versus Fire boxing event, Saturday evening, September 13th at the Credit Union of Texas Event Center in Allen. Watch North Texas police and firefighters square off in a battle of the badges, benefiting the families of fallen heroes. It's an awesome event for the whole family. Get your tickets today through Ticketmaster.com.
What a story. It's got the internet going nuts right now as we're all wondering what the et cetera means. And we may have to get a shirt that just says et cetera. And then on the back, got you down.
Never know.
I am Fred Davis. That's the three-time Hall of Famer Chris Arnold.
Got you down.
Final 8 minutes of the program, as then we hand the broadcast baton off to the Rangers Radio Network. And then don't forget, after we're done here, after the Rangers take care of business, get that dub today.
Right.
After that happens, then you'll get a little Rangers post game. Then once that's done, we will take you to the Rams Texans game as well today. So make sure you keep it live, locked, local, right here on 105.3 The Fan, your home of the 2023 World Series champion Texas Rangers, and of course, you guys already know, home of the Dallas Cowboys. So down to the final few minutes. We've got a few NFL games that are rocking and are rolling so far. We'll just give you a couple score updates for those of you that are still playing along. We've got the Raiders up 7-0 so far. 7 minutes left to go in the first quarter there. And, of course, it looks like some of these games are in the second quarter already as well. Actually, no, I take that back. Oh, let me update my phone.
Uh-oh.
Let me update my phone. 7-7 is the score in the Patriots-Raiders game. Saints, watch out. Saints up 7-3 over the Cardinals right now. Fire Jonathan Gannon. Fire him. I'll tell you what, James Tritley, who might be the president of the Jonathan Gannon Haters Club, I'll tell you what, he's feeling nicey right about now as they're losing 7-3 to the Saints. And I'll tell you right now, if Kyler Murray and company can't beat the Saints, the Kyler Murray's a bust talk.
This is
needs to be.
This is
okay?
Kyler
I don't
versus
care how
Kellen.
many high school championships he won.
Kellen's in his bag. He's got a crazy bag, but not that they're going to win the whole season. But Kellen Moore's clever.
Go ahead and just go ahead and chant it a little bit louder, the Fire Mike McDaniel chants.
Uh-oh.
We were already hearing whispers already. I
Ruh-roh.
thought they were going to take care of business because I thought the Colts might be the worst football team outside of the Saints. Not so fast, my friend.
Oh.
Colts 17, Dolphins nothing midway through the second quarter. Jets 16, Steelers 10. Somewhere Khaki Kevin is accosting me with his Justin Fields prediction that they would make it to the playoffs. We've got it on a notebook or a little sticky note up on the board of shame or the board of predictions back at the studio. Commanders 7, Giants 3, Panthers and Jaguars 3-3, Bengals Browns 7-7, and Falcons Buccaneers 7-3. Let me look at this Colts game real quick. Let me see what the hell's going on here. I do know Tua Tagovailoa, 3 of 5 with a pick. Meanwhile, Daniel Jones, 10 of 12, 150 yards, and a touchdown.
You know what?
Okay.
Danny Dimes, he was never the problem. The Giants are just the Giants. And that's why he's not there anymore.
Look, Brian Dable and company, they did get to at least one playoff win, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Taylor, he's got 9 carries for 32 yards. Tyler Warren, the tight end, he's got 3 catches for 43. Right now, your leading receiver for the Miami Dolphins, Tyreek Hill, 2 catches, 15 yards.
15?
15, as in 1-5.
They didn't never send him deep?
Yeah. Oh,
maybe that was the pick. That might have been the pick.
It might have. It just they
didn't work.
Completed it. So there you have it. Meanwhile, Breece Hall already has 9.8 fantasy points. I'm looking at you, Blake Elliott. Hater extraordinaire Blake Elliott, all right, who has been clowning my fantasy team. Yeah, maybe A.J. Brown wasn't a great pick in the second round, okay? Maybe he wasn't, all right? Go Rangers. Go Rangers. People are still are feeling nicey. They're starting to get a little geeked up here.
Right.
Okay. I can see the vibes picking up a little bit.
It's for the silver boot, man.
It is for the silver boot.
There's something to be thankful
it is for the
about.
Silver boot.
You're in the
All right?
hunt.
People are starting to feel
a
some
game and a
type
half
of
out of
way.
the wild card.
We've
It's
got
not over.
Astro fans over here.
This is not a
My man's
meaningless
ready to go.
series.
Rangers win today. Rangers win today. He knows.
Yeah.
I got the head nod. I got the head nod.
That's these guys
My man's
right
got, look at it. He got his chain. Is that the turnover chain? Look at it. He got the turnover chain on.
That
There you
champion
go.
chain. Got the
There you
championship
go.
chain.
Rangers win today. Rangers win. There you go. Got the thumbs up. Got the thumbs up. Okay. Here we go. A lot of sunglasses inside today, I've noticed. A lot of sunglasses inside. I don't know how I feel about that.
And the sun's not even really
The sun's
out.
not even out.
Not really.
It's not even out. It's not even that bright outside. But again, I don't look. The kids. It's the kids today. Okay. I'm sounding like an old head. I'm sounding like an unk right now. But that's okay.
That's okay.
Rangers win today. Of course. See, that's the kind of motivation, enthusiasm we need, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm talking about. Rangers win today. All day, every day over the Astros. See, that's the energy we need, Ranger fans. That's if you're going to get back in this race, you're a game and a half out. You don't want to fall to 2.5 because right now the Mariners are kicking the bleep out of the Atlanta Braves. What a disaster that's been all year. Rangers win today? Yes. Okay, I had to think about it for a second. He thought about it, but then he said yes. Yes, they do. After a slight hesitation, he said yes, they do. All right, well, that's these two guys here. Rangers win today? Yeah, okay, all right. Incredulous almost. How dare you ask that question? It's kind of the vibe I just got from that gentleman right there. So, okay, let's see. Anything else? Anything else football-wise? I'll tell you what a miserable existence being a Dolphin fan. Is there anything worse than being a Dolphin fan?
Ask Chiafalo about that. He grew up a Dolphins fan.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he did.
Chiafalo, if you're listening, 877-881-1053.
Because you think the Cowboys haven't won anything. The Dolphins hadn't done anything since the 80s.
No,
and
not
they hadn't
since the 80s.
Hadn't been in the Super Bowl since the 70s.
They do have that undefeated season that there's only like 4 people left. Everybody else is dead. So
they always toast. They always have the champagne toast when the last undefeated season.
Is Don Shula still alive or is he dead? 877-881. Don, if you're listening. 877-881-1053. Don, if you're listening.
With us.
He's alive, isn't he, or is he dead?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's still. I think he's still there. I think he's still around.
I don't know.
But yeah,
we'll ask
every
that question
now
to
and
the next
then,
person that comes by. A, will the Rangers win? B, is Don Shula still alive? Rangers win today? Rangers win today? Absolutely, my man. Perfect. Okay.
Your starting lineup, you got Langford, Freeman, Young, Berger,
Higashioka,
Moore, Heim, Hellman, Duran, and, of course, Corbin's pitching.
Ballsy move, Jonah Heim at DH. Real quick, Rangers win today? Rangers win? Okay, you had to think about it. Had to see what radio station it was first, then decided, yes, they're going to win. Looked back at the 105 through the fan and said, sure, I guess they'll go ahead and win today.
Home run? I got Young.
You going with Josh Young?
I'm going with Josh Young.
Give me
Wyatt Langford?
They've got the Astro stuff going up here. I'll tell you what. Give me Higashioka.
Okay.
Give me Higgy. Okay. Shout out Trevor, Ruben, three time to all the Ranger fans out there. Enjoy your football. Enjoy the Rangers. Go get that dub. Good day. God bless.
Our goal is to have you winning every sports debate with your buds. We'll do the homework. You just listen and enjoy. Turn it on and leave it on. The Fan and our Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
NFL fans, Week 1 is your shot to play free and stack $1 million cash bag with DraftKings Pick 6, an official partner of the NFL. Here's how. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app, DraftKings' easiest way to play fantasy. Enter for free and pick more or less on 6 player stats for Week 1. Share your link with friends and add more cash to the